It started. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And Sanjana ma'am. Yes. Sir requested me that you should ask one of the students to count the filler words.
Count the words are.
Can you hear?
Yeah. I can
Yes.
count.
So okay.
And can anyone tell me what is it about? Count the filler words. What is that?
It is like ha, okay in between the meeting discussion.
Have you got it?
Anyone here?
Wait a minute. Some problem is there, I think, from my side.
Actually, you're audible. You're clearly audible. Are we audible?
No, actually, I am getting a sound break. Yes, just he said that counting the filler words of the participants. It is like that. Okay.
Yeah, ask someone to do that.
Okay. Yes. So I am leaving this room, and Sukhjinder, you have the recording rights. Recording started actually. Okay.
Actually, I have started the recordings, but I have one question. Where
Yes.
do I find that recording in my laptop?
At the end, you will be having some, like when we download a file, there will be showing a path that open in the folder.
Okay.
Okay. Or anyone has experience?
Nothing
So
else I need to do.
you will get the recording in your system. Your file will be saved in your local disk. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Or should I change it? Has anyone? Can anyone other from this group take the rights?
When the meeting is ended, now you'll get a notification and it will be downloaded and you'll get the
Yes.
path.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. You can proceed, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So, can you just briefly, in 1 or 2 lines, introduce yourself before we begin with the session?
May I begin, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am, and everybody else. My name is Charu Atre. I am 22 years old and I belong from Bhopal. I have recently appeared for both groups December 21 and I'm awaiting good results. Thank you.
All the best.
Thanks.
May I be the next?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I'm Namrata Singh. I'm from Indore, MP. But for the last 4-5 years, I am studying in Pune and also putting my master's from Pune. And due to this lockdown and also I'm back home and awaiting my results for December 20.
Thank you. We'll go next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Unnati Singh, and I'm from Bhilai, Chhattisgarh. I've also given my CA final exams board group, and I'm waiting for my results. Hopefully, it is good.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
May I continue?
Yes,
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Jinder Bawa. I am from Malot, Punjab. I have given my second CA final second group and awaiting the results.
Can I be next now?
Please go.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Shravan. I'm from Hyderabad. I have given my CA finals recently. I have cleared Group 2 and again only Group 1 awaiting for results. I hope this time I am clear.
All of you will clear. All the best to all of you.
Thank you.
May I start?
Yeah, sure.
Hello everyone, myself Barkha. I have my roots connected from Nainital, Uttarakhand. I am done with my Group 2 of CA finals and result awaited for Group 1.
Can I start?
Sure.
Hello everyone, I am Sakshi Satphale. I am from Nagpur, Maharashtra. I had cleared my Group 1 and given Group 2 awaited results.
Rahul?
Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry. Hi everyone, myself Rahul. I belong from Rewari, Haryana, and sorry ma'am, I'm having a little cold, so my voice would be little disturbed.
Yeah, that's okay. Take care.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
I hope you are okay. Not you got tested for COVID and all.
No. That's not the case. I'm having just little cold.
Okay, just take.
Okay, so myself Rahul. I belong from Rewari, Haryana. I'm doing my articleship from Delhi and have appeared for the both groups and hoping for a positive result.
Okay, great. Simran?
Hello, Sanjna ma'am. Hello, ma'am, and hello all. I'm from Kanpur and I did my articleship from Kanpur, and I also pursued industrial training in the MTR Foods Private Limited. Right now, I'm looking for a role in finance field, equity research, and I also gave my board groups and waiting for the results.
Okay. Who's left? I think Harshit.
Hello everyone, this is Harshit Khandelwal. I am from Nagpur, Maharashtra. I have cleared my CA final group 1 in July 2021 and have attempted in December 21 for group 2 and waiting for the results.
Utkarsh.
Hello everyone, myself Utkarsh Sal from Muzaffarnagar. I have second group results awaited, and currently I am associated with firm that I have completed articleship from. Thank you.
Okay. Pragati.
Hello everyone, my name is Pragati. I am from Udaipur, Rajasthan. I have cleared my group 1 and have appeared for group 2 in December. Thank you.
Right. Shivam.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Shivam Shalke from Pune. I have cleared my second group in July 21, and I have appeared for my first group in December 21 exam. And I have done my articleship in PG Bhagwat, upper mid-size firm in Pune, and I want to pursue my career in a top-notch company in the field of M&A, or I think I'm guessing the domain in this session, right? So I have joined this GIR for that only.
Yeah, you'll hopefully find the answers to your question.
Yeah.
So I think everyone is covered, right? Yeah. So I'll just briefly introduce myself also. So I'm Sanjana Arora. I cleared my CA finals in November 20. And currently I am working as an assistant manager in Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail Pantaloons. I am in finance and commercial division of the company. And apart from that, I like to play badminton, read books, watch web series, and yeah, that's about it. So I think we'll just quickly begin with the GD session. Just a few questions, like, is it your first GD session or you have first?
It's our first.
First GD session, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'll give you the topic. So as Shivam sir told, you'll be having 5 minutes to jot down a few points. I don't know why he's giving you 5 minutes, but okay. In the first session, you'll get 5 minutes. We'll have 2 rounds. In the second, you'll have only 1 minute to note down the points and prepare for the topics. So after 5 minutes, anyone can volunteer and anyone can begin with the topic. And I think you guys know the rules, right? Okay. So your topic is diversity is the key to successful business organizations. Is everyone clear with the topic?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is 9:14.
And one second, can you please repeat, ma'am? Diversity.
Diversity is the key to successful business organizations. So I request everyone to be on camera while the GD is going on, and I'll stay off camera and I'll be on mute during your GD session.
It is showing that breakout room will close in 50 seconds. Timer is running.
1 second.
I don't know what is this. We'll join again. You will do the topic and we'll start with the GD.
Sure.
कर दे रहा हूँ फिर से rejoin कर लो यार प्लीज रिजॉइन कर लो, प्लीज रिजॉइन कर लो.
Namrata, can you please switch on your camera? Hello, Namrata.
Yeah, hi Sanjana ma'am. I have switched on my camera.
Yeah, actually, your camera was off. So I just request everyone to keep the cameras on during the session.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, now it is fine. Again off. It is more than 5 minutes, so if anyone wants to begin. And Namrata, please on your camera. Rahul, Namrata.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. My name is Unnati Singh, and our topic is diversity is the key of successful business organization. I, first of all, is in favor of this topic because India is a large country. It has 28 states, 8 union territories, which brings a lot of flavor, a lot of experience in one's life. India has many religion. A lot of we are considered as a religious country. So every human brings their own experience, their lifestyle towards the company. Once a company gets started, it's have a lot of difficulties which could be solved through diversity. Many ideas could be created. It improves innovation, creativity, and much more. And at last, I would like to say that First, one more important thing is that when we require to distribute our products, which company needs to do, distribute its services, it needs to understand the diversity of our country. Once we understand it, which is our employees, our team members will understand it more. And if we understand it, we will be able to provide better services, better human resources, better everything to the people of our country, and hence improve our revenues and maybe save our cost. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I would like to exaggerate on one of the points highlighted by Unnati, that India is a field of many diversified cultures. Now, what I'd like to add to this is that given the diversified culture and religions of our country is what gives rise to the numerous number of industries that our country and the young entrepreneurs have developed in recent times. For example, somebody living in Maharashtra can maybe begin a business of the specific lifestyle and the clothing adopted by Maharashtrian people, whereas the same business can be a bit different for those living in South India. So depending upon where and what kind of a business do you are you pursuing is what decides that what exactly diversity means to you. And knowing the very meaning of diversity is where the secret, the answer to our question lies, that whether it will be useful for your organization or not. So it can even backfire. So one must always very carefully analyze each and every minutest points about what diversity means to your business and what can it do for your business. Thank you. That's all for now.
Hello. So
A
Charu
very
and
good.
Acha. So as both of my friends rightly stated about the diversity and its importance in the business, so I would like to give an example to make it clear that diversity is the key to a successful business. So for example, if you take a Tata group, so only if we see Tata group, so everyone comes with a name that is the Ratan Tata. So except for Ratan Tata, he's the main advisor of Tata Sons, which is the main body which controls all the Tata group companies. So except for him also, there are many other people who have made the Tata is so big, like the N. Chandrasekhar, who is the main executive director of the Tata Sons, who controls all the group companies. So N. Chandrasekharan. Then we know that Tata Sons also operates in foreign countries. So there are foreign directors also. For example, Dr. Ralph Sepp, who controls the foreign operations, and also along with this, all main personals, there are also female directors. I would like to state one name, that is Aarti Subramaniam, who is the official Chief Digital Officer of Tata Sons, which is also quite nobody knows about her. So it is the hidden fact that what is the successful of Tata Sons. This tells us the importance that diversity is also very important in business to successfully run an organization. These are my points. Thank you.
I would like to. Very good point by Unnati is that diversity allows for fresh ideas. I'm very much agree with this. The diversity, when brought into the company, it gives good fruitful results to the company, as it derives many innovations and prevents the company from the downfall. I totally agree that diversity in the business organization is successful.
So I would like
Hello.
Elaborating
Hello, everybody.
the
I am
point
Utkarsh.
actually has
I
been
would
mentioned by both of them. I would like to say that I totally agree with all the previous points as mentioned by them, but I would actually like to talk more about a little bit of reality that we all know that as a human nature, each and every person likes to or are more comfortable with the environment that they are actually in. So, as an organization, we face various difficulties to accommodate many persons who
Namrata,
are
your voice
actually
is
different.
not clear.
Is it clear now?
Yes,
Okay.
I was
So
not
I would
able.
like, yeah. So what I'm trying to emphasize is that in an organization there could be differences among people and on the basis of many parameters, like there could be gender differences where the people may not be comfortable, or there may be the differences on the basis of their religious background, or on the basis of their region from where they belong, or due to any caste, creed, their belief, or any gender disbelief. So, as in an organization, it becomes very important to make all of them integrated as a team. So, when an organization is achieving that goal of diversity and inclusion, it will definitely move to a very successful path. And it will actually help the organization to always have a unity in its team. For example, I would like to share one of my experience when I was auditing one of a telecom giant Vodafone. It was very surprising for me to know the deputy general manager with whom I was speaking was a transgender. So it was actually the environment was so friendly that now when I am applying for job, I see it in a very positive way that this place will never is never gonna this place is very healthy for me to work and it will definitely help me to grow and become a better person. Thank you.
Hello everybody,
I
I
would
am
like to
Utkarsh.
add from the
I will also
employee
like to add
perspective.
some points.
I would like to add some points from employee perspective. As per results, it is shown that 57% of the employees think that their company should have diversified portfolio. Diverse teams, if the company had diverse teams, there is one advantage that they think creatively and they are more productive. Employees from different backgrounds have different communities. They can form connections with different people from different communities, and new communities or different backgrounds create a culture that produce new ways of thinking about new types of products, and new way of thinking about products will help the company to surpass its competitors.
Hello everybody, I am Utkarsh. I would also like to add 3 points. Diversity generally also brings financial gains as we are serving multiple products, and if we diversify our range and our customers are satisfied, it would attract more customers and also attract customers, existing customers, to buy our new products also. And it also makes firms more liberal, so that if one or two products are not performing well, the others can set off the gains, financial benefits. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, myself Sukhjinder. So I would like to add some points to it. By diversity, I would mean diversity in the people, in the work culture. So different people with a different mindset will bring innovation to the work, and the new products with the are can be and the new products can be made. Second thing I would like to add, this will lead to the business increase. Business would increase with the more diversity in the company. And the third thing is there would be more talent in the company by diversifying the different portfolios of work. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. While I agree with the justification made by my colleagues, however, I would like to speak against the motion. While diversity is a good for the business organization, but many a time, if we see the practical aspects, diversity may lead to unnecessary chaos, unnecessary delays, and many a times, if the situation gets worsened, it may lead to personal comments, specifically what I have seen against the female. Also, it has been seen, especially in the industrial units, that the communal unions are also formed. So it should be the responsibility of the what I say is the top management to take care of such cases and to indeed adopt a what I say a feedback redressal mechanism. So that should also be taken care into.
I would also like to add that at every hundreds of kilometer, our language changes and culture changes, as our friend Unnati has discussed in starting. So diversity also plays an important role on that. According to different tastes and different uh, regions, we should diversify our product range based on geographical or price based.
Yeah, I feel the
Hi,
same
hi guys.
Yeah, I
as
totally
well.
agree with Utkarsh.
Hi, hello guys.
You can continue.
Can I
Shivam.
speak? Actually,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
like to share an example.
Simran.
Like I did industrial training in MTR Foods. So basically, it was a new company for me, new place for me because I'm from North India and I went to South India. So yeah, I faced language issue because I didn't know their language. But the good thing about them was they made me very comfortable with them, and they were very good people, and they tried to teach me everything in a very good manner. And in the city I live, they were also very cooperative. So yeah, I think diversity plays a good. I learned many new things from them. So diversity is a good thing because that was a very good experience for me.
Okay.
Also,
And
there is a very
Hi
famous
guys.
quote that do not put all your eggs in a single basket. You must all have heard this. So
Yeah.
it's basically this is also because do not put everything in same place. You must diversify your products or your portfolio or whatever it is.
Hi guys.
I'd
One
like
thing
to
I
add an
want to add.
example to this for the diversity. As our workshop is going on, this is very diverse. So this is leading us towards the successful career options. Thank you.
Hi guys. One
It
thing I want
also
to.
makes our firm more creative and innovative, and we will be thinking from different ways, and in different situations we will act accordingly, and we will add on new
And
products.
also we are trying the new things in this workshop.
One
Correct,
thing I
correct.
want to.
So as both of them have been
I have
correctly
seen.
mentioned about the importance of diversity, I would also like to highlight that as per a recent report of Impulse, it mentions that BlackRock Incorporation has the highest overall score of 81 in mentioning the diversity index. And as we can see, like these all are some of the international organizations as well who are actually helping and they are giving more emphasis towards diversity and inclusion. So this will help the Indian businesses as well to have an equal footing with the global organizations because there is a very heavy influence towards diversity and making their human resource more content and satisfied in the organization. That is like a boon to the organization if the culture of the organization is such that each and every employee feels satisfied there and is willing to give their 300%.
I
Hi
would
guys.
like to add with Namrata, like she said that diversity can prove to be a boon as well as the bane for the organization. It totally depends upon how the planning and the execution of the organization is being conducted because diversifying beginning from the decision itself and until it ends as such it does not end but as in the entire plan is not the responsibility of solely the board of directors and neither the top management. It requires each and
Correct.
every part of the organization to take active part in it and think of it as if it is personally benefiting all of them, or else if that is not the case then diversity is of just no use, and as much as it can prove to be a very good weapon for them to compete against others, it can backfire them in an equally adverse manner. Thank you.
I agree
Correct,
with Charu.
Charu. So,
I
like,
agree
I
with
would like
Charu.
to say that for that, the board of directors are actually responsible to create the tone at the top, but it's the employees and each and every person, from the watchman itself saying good morning to each and every person to the board of directors. It's the responsibility of each and every person to create a culture in the organization. So that's why we actually, when we join a firm, there is a huge emphasis on looking towards the work culture. The work culture will actually depend on the diversity and how much is the acceptance factor is there in the firm or in the company.
Hi guys. I want, in my view, diversity. I think it's like a double-edged sword. Means a company should use it very carefully while conducting its business. I want to justify it by telling three pros and two cons of it. First one is if company is into diverse business, it can reach out global person so that each and every corner of country, every person can have access to it. One more thing, if a company is into diverse business, through to dominant in one business, it can enter into another businesses also. Like Geo, if it is already dominant in oils, oil channel, due to its dominance, it also entered into telecommunication and it has dominated even that industry also. And one more point, what I want to tell is, due to its varied diversification, some small players they will get benefited. Like Geo, it has diversified its telecom in such a way that many small YouTubers and all, they have created their own careers, like creating content and all. They created their own careers on it. And in the same way, as I mentioned earlier, it's like a double-edged sword. We have also cons for it. Like it beats all small players, because Reliance, once it has come, it all Sundirect, Tata Sky and all, they were into great trouble, because Jio was already it entered and dominated the market completely. And there is one more chance that there was one more danger is also that it can abuse its position. Means due to its dominant position, it can do whatever it wants. And that's it.
I agree with Shravan with every point, but I think diversity after a point is inevitable, because if an organization has to grow, it has to diversity in itself, because if we have to expand, it has to take the people from other areas where it can expand in future, or so I think diversity, we are having this discussion in a very good manner. We have lots of points that were which are useful for the discussion, but I think after a point in diversity will be a good reason for an organization to grow, and organization to grow, diversity is inevitable. I would like to
one thing I want to add, Shivam. I am telling that diversity is not bad, but I am telling it should be used in a proper way. It should be used. Means
Yes,
it's like
yes.
a knife.
Like we can also see the example.
As we have said that diversity is inevitable, so that only itself is highlighting the importance of the concept. Like it's totally inevitable. So it is very important for the company and for everybody, like from its product design to everyone, to have a proper management and the devotion towards it.
Like
Further,
we
I would
can
like to
also
add.
see that in COVID situations, if any firm is working in single segment, some of the sectors are severely affected. So this would, if they would have diversified, they would able to survive in COVID situations.
Yeah, correct.
But
Further,
after
Correct, totally understand.
Further, I would like to add that diversity is not only required at India level, only at national level, but it also is required at international level. One of the best example is on the past year, Twitter, one of the biggest social media, has made a CEO CFO from an Indian person who does not belong, who is not an American citizen. Twitter is an USA company. Twitter is from USA. So diversity helps us to gain more and more followers. In fact, it actually makes people more and more likable. The company's likability also gets increased because of diversification, diversity, and adherence towards it. Thank you.
Well, whatever my friend said, I want to conclude this topic. From all of my friends, all the seem to me this diversity will lead to greater innovation and creativity, and diversity will provide a wide range of skills and teamwork, cooperation, and all of this will lead to a higher revenue, which a business is all wants.
I also want to
with the it is another way of diversification. Whatever the financial gains we are accruing, it is another way of investing. We should diversify from that to grow in long run.
So we can conclude that definitely diversity help us to have numerous numbers of industries, exponential amount of growth. But, and in fact, it is proved that 57%, as said by Sakshi, 57% people, employees believe in diversity. But Organization needs to have a proper structure, proper cultural structure, so that diversity could be helpful throughout the organization, could be maintained throughout the organization. Thank you.
I also further conclude that through diversity, a company, through contribution of such company, GDP of one country gets improved, and through such diversification, that company can be a part of such economy development of such country. Yeah, thank you.
Harshit, do you want to add on something to the conclusion?
मैम एक इमरजेंसी थी इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा कॉल में था, इसलिए मैं इन्वॉल्व नहीं रह पाया इतना.
Ma'am, may I please conclude the discussion?
Charu?
Ma'am, as much as I could gather from all the points mentioned by my capable colleagues, I'd like to conclude with 3 pros and 3 cons, and also these can be both financial and non-financial in nature. First of all, talking about the merits, diversity, as agreed by all of us, it helps the organization to keep up with the dynamic environment these days. And secondly, for many sick companies who were otherwise about to shut down, diversity can prove to be a kind of a rebirth for them if they use the tool effectively. And thirdly, it is again a mix of pro and cons, as mentioned by Shravan. Diversity can be the benefit for one organization, whereas the same thing can be demerit for others, because if one organization deals into say 2 products, but it is now diversifying into 6 more, so the 6 organizations who were primarily interested and dealing into these 6 products will surely have to take a backseat at some point of time. And now moving towards the demerits of diversification, I have to highlight, as agreed with all of us, that diversity is not the cup of tea for every organization. One must have the skill and expertise, which is also my second demerit, by the way, that one organization needs to have that level of capital as well as the expertise that it can jump into diversity, because it is not something that you begin with and do not know where to end. And thirdly, many a times diversity cannot help you to sustain in the dynamic environment, because say for example fashion, it keeps changing very frequently. Now if a organization starts dealing into a certain line of fashion, and maybe the next week the choice of customers is changed, so that may be a waste of capital. That is all I had to say. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you everyone. So I'll just give you a quick feedback one by one. Then I think Harshit is left, is it? Okay, I'll just quickly give you feedback and then we can move on to the second. So overall, it was a good discussion, but of course it could have been better, because there were so many people who did not participate actively. So I was expecting more participation from you guys, but again, in the next GD, we'll see. So I'll start with Unnati. You began the topic. So you took the initiative. You were confident while you spoke. Your body language, like your way of explanation, use of hands, everything was good. But I think throughout the discussion, you were not active enough, because it is not that कि आपने start कर दिया तो बस हो गया आपका काम. You have to be actively involved in the discussion. Start करने से ही selection नहीं हो जाता है. तो throughout बोलते रहो to make everyone know कि आप सुन रहे हो सबके point भी. ये नहीं कि आपने start कर दिया और बस काम खत्म. That is not what GD is. So you didn't even try in between. मतलब I was looking at you. You were not even trying to contribute anything. Others, at least they were trying to contribute. या बीच में थोड़ा सा chaos हुआ. But you even मतलब initiative भी नहीं लिया बीच में. So this is not how it should be in future. मतलब I was expecting more from you the way you started. So I was thinking कि आप करोगे और participate, but you did not. So that is one thing. मेक श्योर कि आप एटलीस्ट एक दो बार तो, बिकॉज इतना बड़ा ग्रुप हो तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, एंड टाइम लिमिट का भी कंस्ट्रेंट रहेगा रियल टाइम में. इट वुड नॉट लास्ट मोर देन 10-15 मिनट्स. तो हो सकता है आपको एक दो बार ही बोलने का चांस मिले, बट एटलीस्ट ट्राई ड्यूरिंग द सेशन. सो दैट इज वन थिंग यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन. Second was Charu. So Charu, you were confident while you spoke. So you started well. Your communication skills are good. Then आपका मेरे को लगा that you had clarity in thought process. So that is one good thing. And you had one quality कि आप सबका attention grab कर पा रहे थे. So when you were speaking, everyone was listening to you very attentively. So that is good. And your points were okay. Content थोड़ा और better हो सकता था. But आपने जब conclude किया, that was very good. You concluded very well. मतलब the way she I think 2 or 3 of you concluded, but she concluded very well. She summed up everything beautifully and she took everyone's points and topic को एकदम मतलब this was perfect conclusion I felt मतलब सब में से. And but one thing चारू, but एक बार topic conclude हो जाए तो उसके बाद बोलना is not good. आप इनिशिएटिव ले सकते थे कंक्लूड करने का, लेकिन 3-4 लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कंक्लूड कर दिया था तो उसके बाद नहीं बोलना चाहिए था. बट ठीक है, आपको ट्राई करना था एक बार कंक्लूजन. सो दिस इज द बेस्ट वे टू कंक्लूड अ जीडी. सो दिस वाज वेरी गुड. देन नेक्स्ट वाज ओके बरखा स्टार्टिंग में तो आई थिंक आपका कुछ बीच में थोड़ा सा नेटवर्क इशू भी था, तो वो एक क्लैरिटी नहीं आई आपका जो भी कंटेंट आपने स्टार्टिंग में बोला. तो मेक श्योर कि जब आपका रियल जीडी इंटरव्यू हो तो नेटवर्क इशू ना रहे आपके पास. And then आपने जो points बोले, you were not able to elaborate on those points. Maybe you were nervous in the beginning. जब आपने start किया तो एक ही line बोल के you just said कि that's all from my side. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. Just try to elaborate whatever you were saying. मतलब एक ही line बोल दिया क्योंकि शायद you were nervous. So you need to work on that. Just practice and try to read more about the मतलब any topics, any current affair. जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतना आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट होगा. बिकॉज 2-3 बार यू ट्राई टू स्पीक एंड बीच में ऑल्सो यू वर ट्राइंग टू स्पीक बट यू वर नॉट एबल टू मेक योर पॉइंट्स. सो यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट इन दैट रिस्पेक्ट. So I'll give you a few tips at the end कि आप कैसे इस चीज पे वर्क कर सकते हो. I think many of you need to practice on communication part and elaboration content wise also. तो आपका थोड़ा सा confidence पे you need to work on that. Next, I'll move to Shivam. So yeah, Shivam, आपका you started with the examples and then आप में एक problem लगा that you were using so many fillers बीच में क्योंकि I think आप nervous हो रहे थे या फिर आप clear नहीं थे what you want to convey. So that thing कि आप group का attention नहीं grab कर पा रहे थे when you were speaking because आप बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा fumble कर रहे थे. आप या तो clear नहीं थे या आप nervous है. I don't know what was the issue with you. तो उस चीज पे आपको काम बिकॉज स्टार्टिंग में यू गाइस हैड 5 मिनट्स तो उसमें यू हैड जॉटेड डाउन एवरीथिंग. उसके बाद भी अगर आप क्लियरली अपना पॉइंट नहीं बाहर ला पा रहे हो तो क्लियरली यू वर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ टू यू नो कन्वे योर पॉइंट और इलैबोरेट ऑन व्हाट यू वांट टू कन्वे टू द ग्रुप. सो उस पे यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन बिकॉज मे बी योर पॉइंट वाज गुड बट बिकॉज आपने बीच में इतना उसको ब्रेक ले लेके बोला तो आप अटेंशन ही नहीं ग्रैब कर पाए और आपके पॉइंट को बाद में किसी ने मे बी उसको यूज ही नहीं किया और हुआ ना मतलब आपका मैसेज कन्वे नहीं हुआ. और बीच में भी आई थिंक एटलीस्ट यू वर ट्राइंग टू यू नो बीच में जब ग्रुप डिस्कशन हो गया सभी बोल रहे थे यू वर ट्राइंग टू स्पीक. सो दैट इज गुड. जस्ट कीप ऑन ट्राइंग. डोंट जस्ट डू दिस कि एक बार बोल लिया तो बस मैंने दोबारा बोलना ही नहीं है. सो दैट विल हेल्प यू. सो दैट इज वन गुड थिंग. बट हाँ, आपको थोड़ा सा वर्क करना पड़ेगा अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स पे. सो प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस. दैट इज हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प. नेक्स्ट आई विल गो टू सुखजिंदर. सो सुखजिंदर अगेन आपको भी थोड़ा सा आपको कम्युनिकेशन पे करना पड़ेगा काम और थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस पे बिकॉज आपके पास कंटेंट था बट आपने काफी लेट बोला तो बिकॉज तो आपके पॉइंट्स रिपीटेटिव थे. देयर वाज नथिंग न्यू इन योर कंटेंट. सो बिकॉज लेट शुरू करो तो यही होता है समटाइम्स यू आर आउट ऑफ पॉइंट्स सो दैट हैपेंस. बट थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस और चाहिए. और उसके अलावा आपका भी बीच में मेरे को लग रहा था दैट यू वर नॉट एबल टू क्लियरली कन्वे योर मैसेज. सो उस चीज पे भी यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन. नेक्स्ट इज नम्रता. सो नम्रता, यू वर कॉन्फिडेंट and you tried to participate actively in the group discussion. That is good. Initially your voice was not very clear, so I could not get what you were trying to say in the starting when you I think starting में someone also told you, I think Charu only mentioned कि आपका voice नहीं clear आ रहा है.
Yeah, actually my call got disconnected. My meeting got disconnected. So I joined back after one round was actually completed.
नेटवर्क इश्यूज आपके रियल इंटरव्यू या जीडी में ना हो बिकॉज ये फिर बहुत प्रॉब्लमेटिक हो जाता है. तो बाद में समटाइम्स बीच में एट टाइम्स आई फील्ड कि आप व्हेन एक बार हो गया ना, आपने बहुत बार बोल लिया है, तो you should have tried to give others an opportunity to speak. Because Shravan was trying to speak so many times, but nobody was letting him speak. So एक बार आप किसी और को भी initiative दो, that also counts as a plus point for you. So एक ये character of a good leader माना जाता है when you in a group discussion, when you allow someone else to speak. I'm not saying कि अपना नहीं बोलो और पहले किसी और को chance दे दो, but for you had spoken so many times and आपके बारे भी श्रवण was trying to speak, तो आप एक बार बोल सकते थे okay Shravan, you go ahead, I'll carry on after you. So this way you can give others also a chance to speak, and anybody could have done that. Anybody could have said ki okay, we'll like to hear others opinions, have not spoken even once. Like you could have anybody could have given chance to Pragati, Shravan or Harshit who did not get a chance earlier. So this is also one thing जहाँ पे आपको focus करना चाहिए कि आप कैसे दूसरों को चांस दे रहे हो या दूसरों का कितना ओपिनियन सुन रहे हो या सिर्फ अपना ही बोले जा रहे हो. दीज पॉइंट्स आर आल्सो सीन इन अ थ्योरी कि ये तो नहीं कि आप अपना बोले जा रहे हो और किसी का सुन ही नहीं रहे हो. जैसे आपके पिछले बंदे ने somebody I must have written, किसी ने रिफ्यूट किया था. ओनली वन पर्सन, आई थिंक राहुल डिड दैट, कि सभी भी किस फेवर में बोल रहे थे, तो उसका पॉइंट पर किसी ने मतलब इलैबोरेट ही नहीं किया. यू कुड हैव, क्योंकि मेरे को लग रहा था टॉपिक एंड में बहुत ही ज्यादा मोनोटोनस हो रहा है, एक ही पॉइंट को बार बार बोले जा रहे हैं सभी. तो ही ब्रॉट अबाउट अ न्यू पॉइंट, बट अगेन राहुल वाज नर्वस, वो कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं थे जब वो प्रेजेंट कर रहे थे अपना पॉइंट, तो इसीलिए ने उनका पॉइंट पकड़ा नहीं या फिर किसी ने उस पर इलैबोरेट नहीं किया. तो दैट हैपेंस. कई बार आपका पॉइंट अच्छा होता है लेकिन आप कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होते हो, तो हो जाता है, इम्पैक्ट नहीं छोड़ता आपका पॉइंट. सो इसीलिए कॉन्फिडेंट मैटर्स अ लॉट. So that is one thing. So Namrata, overall you were good, but again just try to give others also a chance to speak जब आपको लग रहा है कि और किसी ने नहीं बोला हो, तो that also
So
counts.
actually, when I just got connected again, so I was not knowing किसका हो चुका है and कौन बचा है. So I thought like everybody has done already 2 rounds and maybe I am the last one. So that's why.
Okay, that's okay, no problem. मतलब next time just try to give others also a chance to speak. If you feel कि group में और भी लोग हैं जो बोलना, because आपके साथ जब clash हुआ तो तब भी you could have done that. And that's not just to Namrata, anybody could have done that. And after Namrata, Simran. Simran, you were not trying during the discussion to speak. Only once you came out with, you gave an example from your own experience. So ठीक है, आपका कंटेंट वाज गुड, जब आप बोल रहे थे देन यू वर ओके, मतलब इतना मेरे को कम्युनिकेशन में कोई इशू नहीं लगा, बट यू हैव टू बी वेरी एक्टिव ड्यूरिंग द जीडी. ऐसे नहीं है कि आप बैठे रहो और सबका सुनते रहो. दिस शुड नॉट हैपन. जस्ट ट्राई टू स्पीक, बिकॉज अदर्स, आई ऑलरेडी मेंशन कि सम पीपल वर देयर, दे वर एटलीस्ट ट्राइंग, लाइक श्रवण वाज एटलीस्ट ट्राइंग टू स्पीक, बट आई डिड नॉट सी दैट इन यू. यू वर नॉट ट्राइंग टू स्पीक. सो जस्ट मेक श्योर कि आप एटलीस्ट ट्राई तो करो, बिकॉज इतने सारे ग्रुप में हो सकता है रियल टाइम में आपको नहीं चांस मिले बोलने का, बट अगर आप ट्राई ही नहीं करोगे तो फिर तो डेफिनेटली नहीं मिलेगा. एटलीस्ट एक बार बोला है तो वो दिखना चाहिए दैट यू वर ट्राइंग. ठीक है, बिकॉज अगर आपने बोला ही नहीं तो हाउ कैन आई गिव यू फीडबैक. ठीक है. देन Saru is done, Anuti is done. Okay, Shravan. So Shravan, आपका, I told you when you were trying to speak, so that's okay, you should keep on trying, but when you were speaking, so I felt two things. You were looking here and there, left, right. So were you nervous or anything else? आप बार बार इधर उधर देख रहे थे, you were not looking into the camera.
Like nervous, I think. Yeah.
So make sure कि जब आप GD में हो तो don't get nervous, just try to, यहाँ पे I know virtual GD में it is not possible, eye contact में चीज तो नहीं हो पाता, but just try to look into the camera. इधर उधर देख रहे हो तो आपका body language बता रहा था that you're getting nervous, and आपने सब कुछ अपने notebook पे लिखा हुआ था, you were looking there, तो because आपने लिखा हुआ है तो that should come out clearly ना, वो नहीं आ रहा है. आपके points clearly बाहर आ रहे थे, आप अच्छे से बताने. You started off very in a good manner कि मैं pros और cons दूंगा टॉपिक के, तो I thought कि हाँ आप अच्छे से explain करोगे, but वो हुआ नहीं. आपने भी बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा fillers use किए, so that should not happen. उसके लिए you have to practice. So you need to practice on that and work on that. Next is Utkarsh. Utkarsh, your content was good. मतलब every time you came up with a new point, that is good. And मतलब I really liked your content. मतलब हर बार आपने जब भी point बोला, ये नहीं था कि आप वही पुराने point monotonous कर रहे हो टॉपिक को. That is good. हाँ कॉन्फिडेंट भी थे आप थोड़ा सा, बट थोड़ा सा आप अपना कम्युनिकेशन पे थोड़ा सा वर्क कर सकते हो. यू वो कॉन्फिडेंट है ना, बट थोड़ा सा जैसे होता है ना कि एक एनर्जेटिक हो सकते हो थोड़ा आप बोलते समय, ताकि आप अटेंशन ग्रैब कर लो ग्रुप का. वो क्वालिटी पे थोड़ा सा आप काम कर सकते हो. अदरवाइज यू वर गुड थ्रू आउट. एंड वन मोर थिंग, जब कंक्लूजन हो गया ना तो कंक्लूजन के बाद नहीं बोलो यू डिड
Okay.
दैट, क्योंकि
Yes, ma'am.
कंक्लूजन के बाद यू डिड नॉट कंक्लूड, बट व्हाट यू डिड इज यू ट्राई टू एंड न्यू.
Added a point.
तो दैट शुड नॉट हैपन इन अ जीडी, क्योंकि एक बार कंक्लूड हो गया जस्ट स्टॉप देन. उसके बाद नहीं बोलना, बिकॉज आपने इनफ कंट्रीब्यूशन कर दिया था जीडी में. सो दैट इज वन थिंग.
Thank you.
Next is Rahul. Rahul, I already told कि you were nervous. So it's okay. All are your friends. उस GD में भी सभी आपके जैसे होंगे. Don't get nervous. आपके पास points है. Your point was different. Your content was different. Be confident. Bring that out clearly so that सबको पता लगे कि हाँ he is making a point. No need to get nervous. तो ये नर्वसनेस चले जाएगी with more and more mock GD sessions जो आप अभी फ्यूचर में करोगे. This will go away. Don't worry. Abhi next session mein I want more participation from your side. Next is Sakshi. So Sakshi, for you also you need to work on confidence. Again आपने एक ही बार बोला and आपका भी content ये employee perspective वाला point आपने बोला, but again थोड़ा सा और confident, थोड़ा सा और energetic होना पड़ेगा आपको बोलते समय, and more active participation is required because जब भी GD चल रहा है you were not trying to speak, बीच में बस आपने एक बार बोला एंड उसके बाद बस आपको लगा कि चलो एक बार बोल दिया मेरा काम हो गया. दिस शुड नॉट हैपन. यू शुड ट्राई मोर ऑफन. एंड हो सकता है कि ठीक है पॉइंट्स वो वाले हो गए हैं सभी. ट्राई टू स्पीक इन यू नो किसी अलग तरीके से अपने सेंटेंस को प्रेजेंट करने की कोशिश करो. एंड अगर नहीं तो किसी के साथ एग्री कर लो कि हाँ एग्री उसको एग्जाम्पल के, क्योंकि मेरे को इस डिस्कशन में लगा कि लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल्स बहुत कम दिए हैं इस टॉपिक पे. देयर कुड बी हिल लॉट ऑफ एग्जाम्पल्स. तो वो थोड़ा मेरे को लगा किसी ने इसको रिफ्यूट नहीं किया. मतलब काफी कंटेंट था जो और आ सकता था वो नहीं आया. कोविड का किसी ने बोला था बीच में बट उस पे भी इलेबोरेट नहीं हुआ. मतलब वो मैं बहुत पहले एक पॉइंट एक्सपेक्ट कर रही थी कोविड वाला, तो बहुत लेट आया. बट ठीक है, मतलब और बहुत सारा कंटेंट आ सकता था. आपको जब आउट ऑफ पॉइंट्स हो गए तो एटलीस्ट एग्री विद समवन, रिफ्यूट समवन्स पॉइंट, उसी पे एग्जांपल दे दो. कुछ ऐसा करने की कोशिश करो बट ट्राई टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द डिस्कशन. ऐसे चुपचाप नहीं बैठो. ठीक है. Then Pragati, why were you not trying to participate?
I actually thought to conclude.
Sorry?
I actually thought to conclude the topic only.
No, but why? मतलब it's not that कि conclusion कर दोगे तो आपको points मिल जाएंगे. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. मतलब you will बस, अब मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था आप सबको जज कर रहे हो, आप spectator हो, आप बस देखने आए हो, आप तो कुछ नहीं participate कर रहे थे. तो did you get nervous or you simply thought कि conclusion नहीं करोगी?
No, I was nervous. I actually thought to conclude. जब 2-3 लोग बोलना स्टार्ट हो चुके थे लास्ट, तो मैंने सोचा मैं कंक्लूड करूं, बट वो लोग बोल रहे थे थर्ड कि मैं उनको बीच में डिस्टर्ब ना करूं, इसलिए
नहीं
मैंने एकदम बीच में कंक्लूड भी नहीं किया.
डिस्टर्ब नहीं करो तो आपका सिलेक्शन नहीं होगा. सो यू हैव टू मेक योर मार्क देयर. आपको बोलना पड़ेगा बिकॉज ये आपका GDL टेल यू बहुत बहुत ज्यादा शांत था. जब असली में होगा ना कैंपस में GDs तो बहुत ज्यादा केओस हो जाता है. समटाइम्स यू वोंट इवन गेट अ चांस टू स्पीक. सो अभी ट्राई कर लो मॉक GDs में. ये नहीं है कि डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना, वो बोल रहे हैं तो एटलीस्ट ट्राई दिखना चाहिए कि आप ट्राई तो कर रहे हो कुछ बोलने का. आपने वो एफर्ट ही नहीं किया तो वो आपको करना पड़ेगा. क्योंकि अगर आप जब तक ट्राई नहीं करोगे तो तब तक दूसरे बंदे को लगेगा कि आपके पास कंटेंट ही नहीं है बोलने के लिए, इसीलिए आप ट्राई भी नहीं कर रहे हो. तो अब अगर आप कंक्लूजन की वेट कर रहे थे तो आई थिंक आप अगर कोई और कंक्लूड कर दे तो फिर क्या करते आप. So this should not happen. Try to speak at least once or twice during the discussion, and in the next topic, I am expecting participation from you. All right.
Okay.
So I'll give you a few tips. अभी आप क्या कर सकते हो? मतलब after this is over, तो do one thing. During the day, try to read a few topics. किसी भी इकोनॉमिक टाइम से पढ़ सकते हो या कोई भी करंट अफेयर्स कुछ भी पढ़ लो. एनी टॉपिक्स दिन में पढ़िए. फिर रात को क्या करो, जो भी आपने दिन में टॉपिक पढ़ा था उसको आपने अपनी लैंग्वेज में ट्राई टू स्पीक ऑन दैट टॉपिक फॉर 1 to 2 minutes, either in front of mirror or record in your phone. तो मतलब सुबह पढ़ा होगा और रात को करना है. दैट विल टेस्ट कि कितना आप रिटेन कर पा रहे हो उस टॉपिक को एंड हाउ यू आर एबल टू पुट दैट टॉपिक इन योर ओन वर्ड्स. सो आई प्रेफर कि आप रिकॉर्ड करो एंड देन लिसन टू योर रिकॉर्डिंग, देन सी कि आप कितने अच्छे से उस टॉपिक को एक्सप्लेन कर पा रहे हो अपने लैंग्वेज में एंड कितना कॉन्फिडेंटली बोल पा रहे हो एंड कितना टाइम लग रहा है आपको टू ब्रिंग आउट द क्रक्स ऑफ द टॉपिक. Do this daily until your campus dates are announced. This will help you in two ways. One, your general knowledge will increase, your awareness will increase because you're reading the current topics. Secondly, your communication skills will improve. Thirdly, you yourself will be able to judge yourself better कि आपको कहाँ पे improve करना है. Try to make notes. हर recording के बाद notes लो कि मेरे को इस जगह पे improve करना है. किसी को हो सकता है कि कॉन्फिडेंट बहुत है बंदा लेकिन उसका कंटेंट नहीं अच्छा है. किसी को हो सकता है कि वो रिटेन तो अच्छे से कर पा रहा है टॉपिक को लेकिन वो अपने वर्ड्स में, कईयों को होता है ना कि इंग्लिश में सेंटेंसेस फॉर्म करने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. तो हो सकता है जस्ट ट्राई टू नोट डाउन योर वीक पॉइंट्स, कहाँ कहाँ पे आपको इम्प्रूव करने की जरूरत है. और रिकॉर्डिंग करो, नहीं तो अपने किसी भी फैमिली मेंबर फ्रेंड्स के साथ रोज कोई ना कोई टॉपिक पर डिस्कशन करने की कोशिश करो, उनको एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करो जो आपने दिन में कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ा है. एंड जनरली जो जीडी के टॉपिक्स होते हैं वो करंट अफेयर्स पे ही होते हैं, जो करंटली ऑनगोइंग टॉपिक्स होते हैं. या फिर बिजनेस न्यूज के बारे में पढ़ लो, उसको एक्सप्लेन कर दो अपनी लैंग्वेज में किसी को. सो दिस विल हेल्प यू इम्प्रूव योर कॉन्फिडेंस एज वेल. सो स्टार्ट विद योरसेल्फ, अपने आप को जज करो पहले, देन गो टू योर फ्रेंड्स, गो टू योर फैमिली मेंबर्स एंड देन कीप ऑन प्रैक्टिसिंग लाइक दैट. सो जितना आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे जब तक आपका कैंपस इंटरव्यू का डेट्स नहीं आता उतना इट विल मेक यू अ बेटर पर्सन. एंड नॉट जस्ट फॉर कैंपस, बाद में जब आप किसी भी कंपनी को ज्वाइन भी करोगे इन योर मीटिंग्स ऑल्सो you will know how to make your point in a group of like 5-6 people. So these GDs are not just for your campus. In future also this is going to help you so much. All right. So I'll take up, if you guys have any question, I'll take up it after the second session. So I'll give you a topic now. Now you won't have 5 minutes to note down. After 1 minute, someone should volunteer and start. Yeah, Anmati.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. It isn't audible.
Am I audible to?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
You are audible at other
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay, Unnati,
Yes,
I think there must be some network issue at your end. Hello. Hello. Unnati, you're not audible now.
Pratik, try to join with audio.
Yeah.
Ma'am, meanwhile, could you address please just one doubt?
Yeah, sure.
मैम आपने जो फीडबैक दिया उसमें से जो एक पॉइंट था कि टाइमिंग, मतलब आपको मतलब खुद देखना पड़ेगा कि आप कब किसी मतलब अग्री करोगे डिसएग्री करोगे. मैम इसके लिए कोई टिप्स हैं कि हम डिटरमिन कैसे करें, क्योंकि ये भी ना लगे कि अभी तो बोले थे आप, उसके बाद एक ही इंसान ने बोला आप दोबारा बोलना चाह रहे हो, या फिर जैसे किसी किसी केस में आपने बोला कि बहुत लंबा गैप हो गया, आप वापस आप डिसअपेयर हो गए एक बार बोल के, तो वो राइट टाइम कैसे समझ आएगा कि अब जैसे अभी तो हम 12 लोग थे.
और जीडी पे ही डिपेंड करता है कि किस तरह से जीडी चल रहा है. जैसे आपके जीडी में क्या हो रहा था, देयर वर फ्यू पीपल जो बिल्कुल ही नहीं बोल रहे थे एंड देयर वर फ्यू पीपल जो बोले ही जा रहे थे. तो जब वहां पे जीडी होगा हो सकता है कि एवरीबॉडी इज ट्राइंग टू स्पीक और इतना क्योस हो गया कि किसी का कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है. तो उस कोई बंदा लीडर बन के कैन कम आउट, गिव एन इनोवेटिव आइडिया कि वी शुड नॉट क्रिएट सच अ क्योस, एटलीस्ट एवरीवन शुड गेट अ चांस टू ब्रिंग देयर पॉइंट्स. तो लाइक बहुत chaos हो गया, चारों you could come up with the solution कि okay I'll start, then my friend Shravan can continue, then after Shravan can give a chance to another person to speak. This way everyone will get a chance to speak. So you have to उसी वक्त decide करना पड़ेगा कि आपको कब बोलना है, कैसे बोलना है, depending upon the situation.
प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड रख के और एक्टिव रह के हो पाएगा.
You have to be active, listen to everyone's point. Active listener is a very important thing in a group discussion. जब तक आप दूसरों का सुनोगे नहीं, सिर्फ अपने पॉइंट से बोलते रहोगे, that is also not a group discussion.
मैम इज इट नेसेसरी कि अगर एक बार आपने स्टैंड ले लिया किसी पॉइंट पे, जैसे अगर आप 4 बोल रहे हो अगेंस्ट बोल रहे हो, तो उसी पे लगे, मतलब तो उसी को कंटिन्यू करना, बाद में चेंज कर सकते हैं?
हाँ, पता क्या है, अगर देखो आपको लग रहा है कि आपने एक ओपिनियन दिया कि आप रिफ्यूट कर रहे हो, ठीक है, उसके बाद हो सकता है कि somebody said कि ये भी हो सकता है, तो आप कह सकते हो कि हाँ मैं इस पॉइंट पे रिफ्यूट कर रहा हूँ बट आई ऑल्सो एग्री विद योर पॉइंट कि हाँ फाइनेंशियल ग्रोथ हो सकती है डाइवर्सिफिकेशन से. तो हो सकता है कि कंपनी कुछ चीजों को आउटसोर्स कर दे और अपनी मेजर चीजों पे वो कर ले जो उसकी कोर स्ट्रेंथ्स है. उस पे फोकस कर ले अच्छे से, तो उस तरीके से भी डाइवर्सिफिकेशन हो सकती है। तो आप आइडियाज दे सकते हो उस सिचुएशन में। तो इंटायरली अपने पॉइंट पे तो स्टैंड पॉइंट रखो डेफिनेटली, बट किसी और का पॉइंट भी अगर अच्छा लग रहा है एंड यू थिंक, ये नहीं है ना कि अपना पॉइंट ही बोलते रहना है और किसी की सुननी भी नहीं है। सो एटलीस्ट ट्राई टू एग्री विद अदर्स व्यू पॉइंट्स ऑल्सो, लिसन टू देयर पॉइंट्स ऑल्सो, और अपना पॉइंट भी रखो। ये नहीं कि अपने पॉइंट से इजीली मुकर भी नहीं जाना है। सो दैट
मतलब जो हमने थीम सेट करी है उससे पीछे नहीं हटना, बट बाकियों ने जो बोला अगर आपको उससे एग्री करते हो तो उसको अपने में मर्ज कर लो।
अगर आपके पॉइंट को किसी ने ऐसे रिफ्यूट किया है कि आपको लगता है कि हाँ भाई ये तो सही बोल रहा है, देन ट्राई टू से हाँ आई एग्री विद यू। मतलब आपका पॉइंट भी स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए जो आप बोल रहे हो, तो आपके पास एक सॉलिड एग्जांपल होना चाहिए उसको बैक करने के लिए।
बट अगर उनसे अग्री करना है तो डायरेक्टली अग्री तो नहीं कर सकते ना, थोड़ा डिप्लोमेटिक ही रहना पड़ेगा।
एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा डिप्लोमेटिक रहना पड़ेगा उस सिचुएशन में।
ठीक है, ओके।
सो अभी मैं नेक्स्ट टॉपिक दूं क्या? इज एवरीवन अवेलेबल?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your is so recently you must be aware, Prime Minister said कि startups are the backbone of the new India. So I would want your views on the same. So it is 10:07. So 10:08 पे I'm expecting someone to start.
Good evening, everybody. The topic for our group discussion today is that startups are the new backbone of India. To initiate this conversation, I would like to say that as everybody knows, India has always been popular among all the countries for its very character that our country is youth-oriented country. And nowadays youth is very much is like has become a synonym for startups, because young entrepreneurs and young people means fresh blood, and the fresh ideas which maybe the previous generation of our community would not even think of, would not even conceive. Whereas today the entrepreneurs are coming up with such innovative ideas which have the capability of changing a dynamic of our daily life, or say even at a larger scale. So in that sense, I totally agree with our respectable Prime Minister that startups are indeed a new backbone of our country.
Oh, I agree with Charu what just said, and the topic says that startups is the backbone of India. I would like to state the example of Nykaa, which just listed on stock exchange in recent times. So as we know that when it got listed, the founder Falguni Nair, she became the richest woman in India, a self-made woman, which directly states that if a woman has the ability, that she has the idea, she can do hard work and right investment, she gets the investment, she can build a startup which can be a nationwide product, the Nykaa. So this example says that the startup culture in India is growing, and PM Modi is also supporting by various government policies, and we should also support startups by taking our ideas and taking initiatives to start new startups. This is my idea behind this topic.
I also
Totally
agree
agree
with my
with my
friends.
friends.
I also agree with my friends what they have quoted about startup and all. It was very insightful. As India is a growing economy, coming into startup is a very good idea, and as it attracts many new innovative ideas, and many angel investors, they will be coming and investing in such countries' economy, thus improving in India, improving a country's economy to another level. Through startup, through various ideas and all, we can have an upper edge over all the other country, and and be in a leading position.
Okay, so I would like to, Unnati, your voice is not coming. So I would like to say startup, I would like to address startup idea with the number of the startups are increasing nowadays in India. There are a number of startups like Big Basket, Practo, Misho, Dunzo, Oyo, Nika, Delivery, and many more are in our country right now. So it eventually leads to growth in our work culture with the startup in India. And I also want to add that with the startups, innovation brings into the companies. So it will lead to a large scalability of the startups and their innovation practice. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I would like to state an example like Mumbai Chai Wala. It is also, if anyone has listened to this story, it is really motivating. And for a startup, we should
Utkarsh,
think
I guess
in new ways.
Utkarsh, I guess it MBA chai wala.
Sorry, yeah, it's right. MBA Chai Wala. Obviously, yeah, I got stuck.
Correct, no problem.
Mhm.
You carry on.
So it is one of the greatest example, and I have learned a lot from him. His name is Bangalore Bijore something. I forgot. And
Bilore it is. Bilore
yeah,
something.
Bilore it is.
Okay.
So we should have a great mindset that motivate us to generate startups.
Hello guys, am I audible? I'm
Yes, you are.
extremely
Yes,
sorry
you
for
are
the
audible.
inconvenience.
Yes.
Okay, so
You are audible.
I agree with the fact that startups are the backbone of our country. Startups are the base which would help. Startup are the base foundation which would help our country to grow in future. As rightly said by our Prime Minister, that there are 42 unicorns at present in our country with more than 1 billion income and revenue generated. We have a perfect example that how startups can grow, can make an individual into a successful person, as Zerodha, the Kamant brothers are the billionaires, youngest billionaires of our country. Thank you.
While all my
said
beautiful
by-
friends are highlighting about the mostly the advantages of startups, I would like to add the concept of Shark Tank India, because as we all are discussing about the good examples of the startups we got to recently see in our country, I would like to not miss the chance to mention about the Shark Tank India, which is really a very life-changing and a very different concept, at least for Indian television, because Indian television has never gone into that segment of the entertainment which is actually capable of making the youth and even any viewers of any age group for that matter brainstorm about what new can happen with, say, this mobile phone itself, or say the diary itself. It can be any small thing to any large thing, as I mentioned initially. And I think this I believe the mentioning of Shark Tank India would also welcome ideas of my friends further in the discussion.
To what
Yeah, so
Charu
as
has
rightly
mentioned,
Unnati has said, I would like to highlight one point. Rahul, can I speak?
yeah, sure.
So I would like to say that all of us agree that growth of a country is characterized by the growth of the industry and the business sector. So I would like to say that the development of startups is not will not only help in the growth of its business, but it will also help in the ease of living and ease of business. Because we can see there are problems and issues in every corner of our life, and these are the startups which bring out unique ideas which will help to not only solve this problem, but so this problem solving attitude will also help in building the country by making this a business idea and making it a very good growth opportunity.
Okay, now may I?
Yeah,
Namrata?
Rahul.
Yes, sure, Rahul.
Thank you. So to what Charu has mentioned about the Shark Tank thing, I would also like to add something. Indeed, it is like it is more of a clarification. But before moving on, I would like to mention a quote from the Aman Gupta, one of the sharks only, who's also fortunately a chartered accountant. In his one of his Josh Talk interview, he said that the national animal of the India should be unicorn and not tiger, because as mentioned previously, that 42 unicorns have 42 startups have become unicorns in 2021 only, which is far ahead of the cumulative number of the unicorns which have become, I guess, from 2008 or 2009. But there has been certain sort of misconception between the graduates that to start a startup you need no knowledge. I've seen my friends and many of them that just when they are passed from their college itself, they try to create a startup, which in my opinion is not the right way. Because the thing when the thing which we are taught in the college or school or any professional course are way more different than what is being happening in the what I say is the practical world.
I would
So
also like to
I
add
would
some
like
of
to
the
add to
points.
what Rahul
Rahul,
said. He
Government
was
is
entirely
also
correct about
taking
what Aman
innovative.
Gupta said
guys,
said in
please.
Shark Tank. And I would just like to add a few figures to what Rahul had mentioned in a part of his statement, that the idea of Shark Tank and even the just the promotion by Prime Minister to begin with the idea of startup and having the courage to start this has led to making India the third largest startup ecosystem, which has more than 60,000 plus startups. And it is really not a joke and not what something we got to hear in at least in recent years. And just to clarify, this does not invite any political differences, and I do not intended to do that, but just saying that only the startups got to raise more than 42,000 billion merely in 2021 as per the reports of Economic Times. So it is something really commendable and to appreciate about.
I would
I
also like to
totally,
add
I
some
totally
of the
agree with
points.
the Charu. As she said, India is a youth-oriented country, and Zomato, Ola, Delivery are good examples of very good examples of startups. It increases innovation, and it ultimately leads to brainstorming, which improves creativity and helps to find solutions for the problems which the country is facing, and it will definitely contribute India to become from developing to developed country.
I would also
So
like to
I
add
would
some
also like
points that what government says that really do. Heads off to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as the man has really taken remarkable steps in that field. It has given number of benefits that were not available, and funding is also easy. Profit exemptions are also available. So
agree with you, Utkarsh. Just in his recent speech, PM Modi has announced a seed fund for startups, which is around 1,000 crore, which will be invested in startups only. It was announced in his speech.
yeah,
I
I would
also
also
agree
like
with
to
Utkarsh and the
I
Shiv
would like to add.
that
Can I
there are
speak?
many income tax
Yeah.
benefits are given to the startups.
yes,
So,
yes.
I
so
would also like to mention the reason for rise of startups, because in today's era, digitalization has been improved a lot, and this is one of the factor for increase in huge amount of start incorporation of startups in the previous year. Further, the government of our country is also understanding the importance of having more and more startups for the growth of our country. So it has been providing a lot of benefits. For example, deduction under section for 80 for reduction in for deductions to startups, and many more allocation of budgets for startups to help the start more and more startups to grow in our country.
That
Yes,
point
I agree
was
with you,
I
Unnati.
would
I
like to add
brilliantly
just
that
mentioned,
recently,
startups
Unnati. I would
becoming
like
like
to
they
welcome
say, as they
Simran's
say that these
opinion.
are. Can I speak, Charu?
Yes, Simran, that was what I was
Yeah, I would
intending.
like.
Please go ahead.
I would like to say that this is the whole startup thing is all about the idea and the skill sets. Today, world is going beyond the basic education, academics, and the qualification, the degrees. We are going beyond that, and which is a good thing, I think, because people who are a weaker financial background, they get a chance to bring their ideas out. Who are not good at English, they are also getting a chance to bring their ideas, because it is not confined to a certain thing that you should be good at academics only. So this is a very good thing, which I think, and it is basically focusing on the skill set of a person.
On the other hand,
From this,
some of the immature minds doing a startup are also losing money.
Yeah, I would like
I
to
agree.
just
I
add
agree
on
with
on the
Utkarsh on this
Utkarsh.
point.
With Utkarsh for this.
I agree with
Yeah,
Utkarsh on this point. Actually,
there are certain studies wherein it has been shown that the
Like
majority of the
90%.
startup founders are the college graduates who doesn't have any practical experience of how a business work, how fundings are raised. So ideally one should have a practical experience. Like for example, they should work in industry at least for 3 to 4 years and gain some experience. Then only they
Yeah.
should try to start their own startup. So in a way, so they don't waste their money or their parents' money, as the case
There
may
The
can
be.
be one
study also
person
shows
I
that
agree.
only
I agree with
10%
you
Rahul.
of
can
the
have a
startups
co-founders
are
and one
successful,
person.
90%
Okay,
are failures.
Yeah,
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 I agree with
that's the
I
fact
agree
that
with
nobody
Rahul.
talk
I
about.
would like to add
I
one
agree with
thing.
Rahul
I
that
do
only
agree
those
with
startups we
Rahul and
highlighted.
Utkarsh regarding that 90% startups are people who are first graduate. But the thing is that they have ideas, and because of that, they are venture capitalists, angel investors who could help them to understand
But they
other
lack with planning
things
part.
about the startups or the business plans. They have ideas; they can evolve through that ideas.
But
So
another
startup
thing
is a
is
good
that,
thing.
but you can't make sentence just by reading one ABCD now. You need
I
Yes,
agree
to
with
as
Rahul.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with Rahul
You
that any
No, I
startup
would
as
which
like to
Rahul
add
has
one
comes
thing,
in.
here is
mentioned
guys.
not only
that we
Can you
I
cannot
agree with
we
Please,
cannot
please, guys,
the
start
please,
a
guys,
part
one
startup.
by
one
one, by
second,
one.
guys. One second.
Namrata, let Namrata speak.
Yeah,
Thank
Namrata.
you so much, Shivam.
Yeah.
So, what I wanted to say that Rahul has totally mentioned it correctly that we cannot start a startup only by reading a sentence. But I also have a refute on the point which has been mentioned by Utkarsh or earlier mentioned by Rahul that they should take an industry experience. I totally understand that industry experience does add knowledge, but I think apart from that, the welcoming attitude towards startup should be encouraged, and it is the determination to learn new things and the courage to start and to move in a correct direction that is also equally required as mentioned by Rahul regarding the industry experience. So determination and proper planning and the going towards the correct path is also correctly required, equally required. Thank you.
I agree with
I would
Rahul
also
that
like to add
any startup
it's
which is established, it should be first a problem solver with
Yeah.
just just starting a startup with no objective, it won't serve the purpose. I
Yeah.
also agree with Utkarsh that many startups we only see those startups which are already into well versed, means which is having a good business idea and it has well established. But we won't see all those startups which have
Other
failed,
side.
which are on the other side which have failed actually.
There are,
As
as you
said
said
by
this, there are many other reasons except for proper implementation of it. But there are many other reasons that startup fail. We can't just say that because of investment,
Yeah.
not proper investment, it fails. There are many other reasons also, like the idea was not that good, or the management was not that united. Like
It
the
is also like that ki whatever we are thinking is good, might people not accept that.
yes, yes,
I
That
agree with
is one of the
I agree
reasons,
with Shivam
one
and
of the
Utkarsh.
biggest
I
reasons.
agree. Yeah, I
yes.
agree
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Shivam
So
and
as
Utkarsh.
Utkarsh has mentioned, I think it should be said that the startup founders should also try to look at each and every aspect, whether their solution or whether their idea is actually solving the problem and is acceptable by the society.
I would like to add, Namrata, there can be two co-founders or more than one co-founders. One should be focusing on the problem-solving skill, and other should be focusing on the marketing and other industry expertise. So that can be in the startups, and that is actually अभी हो रहा है जो अभी हो रहा है. That is.
I would like to add one
I
point
think
which
the
most
main
of us
thing
could
is like
not.
I think the main thing is about asking the right question first, that where the actually exists. We should not just go and just I have the solution to this, but we should first focus on what the problem is, then we should go for the solution. So the first should be on
And
what the problem is.
and we
I
should
Yeah,
work
I
completely
in a
also
agree
agree
with
with
teamwork,
Simran
Simran.
on this point.
basically.
Yes, I
We should
completely
work in a
agree.
team that are focusing on specific areas so that we can perform better. Generally, we think solely solopreneur is also a concept, but that is really
Yes.
successful or working. So we should
Yes.
try to work in a
World is about networking today.
So on a
I would
concluding
also
note,
like to
we can
just say one more thing, that when we talk about startups, we should not miss talking about the Make in India concept, because somewhere it has been a very significant factor which has actually led to the idea of startups. Because Make in India, as is promoted by our Prime Minister, it has given rise and encouragement to many of the entrepreneurs to begin making in India many products which were otherwise usually were being imported into India before.
Yes, also
Yes,
as per
sorry.
data, also
I
as
would
per
also
data in 2021, India granted 28,000 patents compared to 4,000 in 2013.
so on a
Yeah, so as
concluding
both of
note,
them
we
have
can
mentioned
say.
that
Ma'am is
the
asking to conclude actually.
So on a concluding note,
encouraging point,
we can say na
right? I
ki,
have just only one more
okay,
line.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure, sure,
Namrata,
no
carry on,
problem.
Namrata, carry on.
Yeah, like only one more point I want to say,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
that the government as of now means it is totally unbiased from the current political issue. And what I wanted to say that from the last decade we can see that this government is actually encouraging the startup. It has also declared January 16 as the National Startup Day. So these all are very encouraging points, and this could actually help to grow the small business, which are currently called as startups, to become a big giant. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yes,
now on a
Rahul.
concluding note, though there is no denying the fact that India is becoming a land of unicorns, be it on account of the certain initiative from the government, be it Making India, Skill India development, or from the private firms like Shark Tank India, and also the active participation from the foreign investors like Blackstone, Tiger Global, etc. But one should bear in mind that as mentioned by my colleagues, that startup is not a joke. It requires a sheer determination, financial knowledge, strategic knowledge, everything put at a single in a single basket. Also, some experience is also required. So, on a safer side and on a wiser side, one should have a practical knowledge as well as a theoretical knowledge on a subject before starting a startup. So, anyone else would like to add something in the conclusion part?
Yeah.
That's
On
okay.
the other hand, we should also consider other points. Matlab, on concluding note, other side, that is,
I think that's good enough. Good enough. I know you guys are filled with ideas, but have full day. You can carry on this discussion some other time. So yeah, please be mindful of time in a real GD. Don't do this. If you are told to conclude by 10:25, please try to conclude. Shivam took an initiative to tell you guys just when things came out of control. And Simran also told ki we have to conclude. So be mindful of time. Don't just keep coming. Charu, one you, Namrata, two. Please be mindful of time in a GD. Okay? Because sometimes the topic is such that everyone has so many ideas. So you should speak in between, but जब conclusion के लिए बोल दिया जाए, then conclude. And Rahul, when you were concluding, you were trying to conclude, and Namrata was trying to speak. Then and only then you should have spoken. कि नहीं, let me conclude because time is up. Okay. So
सिंपैथी नहीं दिखानी, सिंपैथी मतलब उन्हें बोल रही थी वो.
नहीं, सिंपल बात नहीं है. The thing is कि इस वक्त तो मैंने बोला नहीं because I was seeing कि आपसे रहा नहीं जा रहा. You want to bring out your new points. So but वहाँ पे क्या होगा कि उनको सिर्फ एक ग्रुप का जीडी नहीं कराना है, बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स होते हैं, तो they'll simply come and say कि प्लीज किसी एक बंदे को बोल देंगे कंक्लूड कर दो. तो वहाँ पे you have to be very sure कि ऐसा ना हो. ठीक है, कंक्लूड हो गया, उसके बाद डोंट कम विद अप न्यू पॉइंट्स. बीच में बोलना जितना मर्जी बोलो, बट बाद में नहीं. सो अभी कंटेंट के बेसिस पे आई वोंट जज एनीवन, बट हाँ, जो फीडबैक मैंने पिछले जीडी में दिया उसके बाद आई थिंक शिवम, very good. This time you perform very well, and you know what, you have one good quality, your voice. It is very commanding. मतलब आप में वो quality है कि आप सबका attention grab कर सकते हो अपनी voice से और control कर सकते हो. तो good leadership जो मेरे को बीच में जब बहुत ज्यादा chaos हो गया, तो रियली लाइक जैसे आपने सबको बोला one by one, because आपकी voice ऐसी है कि आप कर सकते हो. प्रैक्टिस मोर ऑन स्पीकिंग. थोड़ा जब आप बोलते हो तो बीच बीच में थोड़ा सा आप रुक जाते हो ना, वो आपका चला जाएगा. अदरवाइज यू कैन परफॉर्म वेरी वेल. सो गुड, दिस टाइम यू परफॉर्म वेरी वेल.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. सो उसके बाद मूविंग टू सखजिंदर, अगेन सेम थिंग आपने बोला यू ट्राइड एट टाइम्स, बट बीच बीच में आप थोड़ा इलेबोरेट नहीं कर पा रहे थे अपने पॉइंट्स को, जैसे एक बार आई एग्री विद पॉइंट, उसके बाद आप बस एक लाइन बोल के चुप हो जाते थे, तो उस चीज पे यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन, एंड थोड़ा सा कम्युनिकेशन पे यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन। मतलब कॉन्फिडेंट तो हो आप जब आप बोल रहे हो, आई सी यू डोंट गेट नर्वस, बट द थिंग इज थोड़ा सा कंटेंट एंड थोड़ा सा कम्युनिकेशन पे यू हैव टू वर्क, और कैसे आपको अपना पॉइंट बाहर लाना है, यू नो आपको अपने कैसे पॉइंट को एक्सप्लेन करना है, कैसे ऐसा कि सभी आपको सुने, सो दैट थिंग यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट थिंग। ठीक है। साक्षी, आई सी आपका थोड़ा सा नेचर ऐसा है कि आप डोमिनेट नहीं कर पा रहे थे ग्रुप को डिस्कशन में, तो मे बी यू हैड कंटेंट, बट बिकॉज यू वर नॉट एबल टू यू नो ब्रिंग आउट योर पॉइंट्स, या फिर आप किसी को जैसे बीच में इंटरवीन नहीं कर पा रहे थे, कोई दो लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं तो बीच में नहीं अपना पॉइंट कर पा रहे थे, दैट वुड कम विद प्रैक्टिस। आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा मॉक जीडीज अटेंड करो, और क्या होगा कि हर बार ट्राई की, अगर आपका ऐसा प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, तो ट्राई किया करो, आप इनिशिएट कर लिया करो, उससे क्या होगा आपको भी थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस होगा, एटलीस्ट मैंने एक बार तो बोल दिया। ठीक है, तो ये ट्राई करना, एंड ज्यादा से ज्यादा मॉक जीडी सेशंस लगाओ, तो आपका ये जो प्रॉब्लम है ये भी ठीक हो जाएगा। So do this thing. Charu, again, you were filled with so many ideas, so many thoughts, so you could not control in between. बोले जा रहे थे. That's good. But जब end time हो गया तो उस चीज पे थोड़ा ध्यान रखो, and बीच में give others a chance to speak.
All right, I'll take a note of it. Thank you.
बीच में you gave one chance to Simran, but there were many opportunities जहाँ पे आप और भी लोगों को चांस दे सकते थे बीच में. ठीक है, बिकॉज आपने बहुत बार बोल लिया था, तो ये भी आप एक बार कर सकते हो, एक दो बार चांस दे सकते हो जब आपको लगता है कि spoken enough number of times.
Right. Yeah.
Then moving to Simran, that you also have to work on same which I told to Sakshi, कि आप थोड़ा सा इनिशिएटिव लो बीच में बोलने का। आपका भी आई थिंक नेचर इतना डोमिनेटिंग नहीं है कि आप ग्रुप को मतलब मेक अ मार्क, या फिर हो सकता है कहीं वॉइस ऐसी नहीं होती, कमांडिंग नहीं होती कि आप कर पाओ, बट अगेन यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस, बिकॉज जीडी इज वन क्राइटेरिया जिसके बेसिस पे आप फिल्टर आउट हो सकते हो, तो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन दिस थिंग, यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस, देयर इज नो वे आउट। ठीक है। श्रवण, अगेन आई फाउंड कि आप बीच में नर्वस हो रहे थे, तो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन दैट थिंग व्हिच आई टोल्ड यू, कि आपको मिरर के सामने बोलने की कोशिश करो, सो ट्राई टू स्पीक इन फ्रंट ऑफ कैमरा। अभी भी आप यू वर लुकिंग हियर एंड देयर बीच में एट टाइम्स, तो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन दैट थिंग, एंड यू हैव टू इलैबोरेट ऑन योर पॉइंट्स। बीच में थोड़ा सा आपका आई थिंक क्लैरिटी से आइडियाज बाहर नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, उस वजह से वर्क ऑन दैट। आई थिंक आपको अपना थोड़ा सा बीच में कैमरा ऑन ऑफ हो रहा था बीच में बार बार, तो वो थोड़ा सा अपना नेटवर्क देख लेना रियल टाइम जीडी में, वो प्रॉब्लम ना आए। एंड अगेन सेम थिंग, जब एक बार कंक्लूड हो रहा है तो लेट द टॉपिक गेट कंक्लूडेड, वो नहीं करने देना। बाकी कॉन्फिडेंस वाइज इट्स ओके, फाइन, यू फाइन, कम्युनिकेशन वाइज गुड, कंटेंट वाइज गुड, बट अ फ्यू थिंग्स यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन व्हिच आई टोल्ड अर्लियर आल्सो नाउ सेम। उन्नति, अगेन आपका भी आई थिंक स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा सा नेटवर्क का इशू हो गया, सो यू कुड नॉट स्पीक अर्लियर, सो उसकी वजह से टोके, इफ रियल टाइम में भी ऐसा हो जाए देन इट्स फाइन, डोंट गेट नर्वस बिकॉज ऑफ दैट। तो बाद में जस्ट मेक योर मार्क व्हेन यू आर देयर, एंड अदरवाइज यू हैव दैट थिंग, यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट इन, यू प्रेजेंट योर आइडियाज क्लियरली, सो गुड। एंड उत्कर्ष, दिस टाइम आई थिंक आपका थोड़ा सा वो इम्पैक्ट नहीं आया जो पिछले जीडी में था, so you have to again same thing, you have to work on, you know, on your communication, ki how you present your ideas. You have ideas, you have content, you when you speak you're confident, but this time I think when Rahul pointed out some of your mistakes, you got nervous at that time. That should not happen, that should not happen. It's okay अगर उसने point out कर भी दिया तो आपको confident रहना है, ये नहीं कि चलो कुछ गलत, एक fact or figure गलत बोल दिया, that's okay, but stay confident and अपना आइडिया पूरे तरीके से प्रेजेंट करो एटलीस्ट।
वन थिंग शुड बी, मतलब ऐसे पॉइंट आउट करना चाहिए, मतलब मुझे बाद में लगा कि मुझे नहीं बोलना चाहिए था।
इट्स ओके मतलब आपने एक बार कर दिया, पर आप दोबारा आपने दो बार कर दिया तो ठीक है, एक बार कर दिया दैट्स ओके, दैट शोज कि हाँ आप एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व हो डिस्कशन में, ये नहीं कि बस जो बंदा बोले जा रहा है तो आप सुनने जा रहे हो और कुछ मतलब रिएक्ट नहीं कर रहे हो अगर उसने कुछ गलत भी बोल दिया, दैट्स ओके, वो गलत नहीं है, क्योंकि डिस्कशन में इट हैपेंस। अगर आप फैमिली में भी बैठे हो डिस्कशन कर रहे हो, कोई बंदा कुछ गलत बोल रहा है तो यू कैन पॉइंट दैट आउट, बट जैसे पॉइंट आउट कर रहे हो वो तरीका ठीक होना चाहिए, तो इट वाज फाइन द वे यू डिड। बट हाँ उत्कर्ष, यू शुड नॉट हैव गॉट नर्वस आफ्टर दैट। इस बार आपका परफॉर्मेंस इतना अच्छा नहीं लगा जीडी में। So,
मैं नर्वस ज्यादा हो गया इस बार।
मैम
वो
जैसे नेटवर्क इशू आ रहा है, मैं बीच में फ्रस्ट्रेट भी हो गई थी और क्लूलेस भी हो गई थी कि क्या बोल रहे हो, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता चल रहा था। तो मतलब उसको कैसे हैंडल करेंगे, क्योंकि मुझे पता ही नहीं था। तो मैं सोच रही थी मैं क्या बोल सकती हूँ, अब जो बोल दिया मुझे तो कुछ पता ही नहीं।
मतलब जीडी चल रहा है और आपका नेटवर्क इशू ऐसे, पहले तो जस्ट मेक श्योर कि आप बहुत अच्छे नेटवर्क एरिया में, बट फिर भी बाई चांस ऐसा हो जाए तो जब भी आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हो तो वट एवर द थिंग इज गोइंग ऑन, जस्ट ट्राई टू कैच इन ऑन, उसी पे कंटिन्यू कर लो, या ट्राई टू ब्रिंग अबाउट अ न्यू फ्रेश पॉइंट जो आपको लगता है कि अभी तक मतलब आप उस, बट आपको पता ही नहीं होगा क्या बोला गया क्या नहीं बोला गया, तो जस्ट गिव योर पॉइंट। कोई बंदा बोल देगा कि हाँ दिस इज ऑलरेडी बीन डिस्कस्ड, तो देन इट्स ओके, दैट totally cool, at least just make an effort to speak. Okay. So moving on to Rahul. Rahul, this time you tried, you were less nervous than before, and again you were active throughout the discussion, but again आप में भी एक वो चीज है कि आप जब 2-3 लोग बोल रहे होते हैं तो it is sometimes difficult for you to intervene. So उस पे you have to work on, and थोड़ा सा लीडरशिप इनिशिएटिव लेना पड़ेगा आपको भी बोलने के लिए, अपना पॉइंट रखने के लिए, कि फॉर एग्जांपल आपको कंक्लूड करने में ही कितना टाइम लग गया, कितने लोगों ने बीच में आपको कंक्लूड ही नहीं करने दिया. So you could have spoken कि guys we have to be mindful of the GD time, we have to conclude now, so let me please conclude. Don't become arrogant or rude. Say politely, let me please conclude. इस तरीके से आप थोड़े से रिक्वेस्टिंग वर्ड यूज करके तो यू कैन do.
एक क्वेश्चन है, जैसे मतलब 4 बंदे बोल रहे थे तो उसमें से हमें बैकआउट करना चाहिए या खुद आगे जाना चाहिए, तब क्या करना चाहिए?
सॉरी आई डिडंट गेट इट, मतलब 4 लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं एंड यू आल्सो
4 लोग बोलना चाह रहे हैं कुछ ना कुछ, जैसे कोई भी पॉइंट खत्म हो रहा है।
अच्छा, तो सिचुएशन में आप क्या कर सकते हो, अगर तो जैसे आप बोल सकते हो कि गाइज ओके वी 4 of us want to speak, या so many of us want to speak, so we can speak one by one, so let him begin or let me begin and then you can go ahead, that way you can speak. So अगर see आपकी भी वॉइस ऐसी है कि you can easily dominate other people, so आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो कि okay guys we can let's not create this chaos and let us speak one by one and listen to everybody's opinion, what everybody has to say, let's listen to that way you can speak.
मैम एक डाउट था इसी फीडबैक के बेस पे कि जैसे अपने जीडी में भी हुआ, बीच में 1-2 मोमेंट ऐसा है जब थोड़ा सा क्योस हो रहा था, अभी वी आर नॉट नोइंग कि उस टाइम पे एक्चुअली 4 लोगों का ग्रुप रहेगा या 10 का रहेगा. अब उस टाइम पे जैसे कि मतलब हम मेरा से सपोज क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स है और मेरा एक मतलब ट्रेन सही जा रही है कि मुझे ये बोलना है, इसके बाद ये बोलना है, इसके बाद ये बोलना है, बट जैसे वो बीच में क्योस हुआ उस वजह से जैसा अपना वो है कि अपने को एक्टिव रहना होगा और किसी के पॉइंट से अपोज करने के मतलब अग्री करना है वो चीज. अब वो केओस में अगर उतना प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड में गैदर नहीं कर पाई कि किसने क्या बोला और मैंने कुछ अलग ही बोल दिया, मतलब मेरे जो मैंने खुद ही को अपोज कर दिया, तो क्या मेरी इमेज या ऐसा मतलब फीडबैक उनको ऐसा लगेगा कि शी वाज गोइंग वेल टिल नाउ, लेकिन अभी ये कुछ नर्वस हो गई या वो पीयर प्रेशर में आके बस कुछ तो बोलना चाह रही है तो वो शी लॉस्ट हर ट्रेन ऑफ थॉट, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा? क्योंकि केओस में फिर
अगेन डिपेंड्स, जैसा अगर बहुत कियोटिक सिचुएशन हो गया तो हो सकता है जो आपका मॉडरेटर भी उसको भी नहीं याद था कि क्या चल रहा था, हो सकता है उसके साथ भी, बिकॉज अगर बहुत ज्यादा क्योस हो जाए तो things really have to be brought on track and somebody has to take an initiative over there to stop that chaos and speak up something. तो उस सिचुएशन में अगर आपके साथ ऐसा हो गया कि आप कुछ और आप भूल गए हो कि क्या बोलना है या नहीं बोलना है,
कंफ्यूज ही हो गए कुछ
क्यूज ही हो गए, तो इट्स बेटर कि आप थोड़ा सा क्योस ठीक करने का इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट फ्रेश कर दो या टॉपिक को एक नया डायरेक्शन दे दो. जैसे इस बार आई थॉट कि मैं आप लोगों को कंटेंट के बेसिस पे इतना नहीं करूंगी जज, बट मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि टॉपिक ऑफ ट्रैक जा रहा था, क्योंकि टॉपिक था कि स्टार्टअप जो है बैकबोन है इंडिया की, तो आप लोग उस ट्रैक पे चले गए थे कि स्टार्टअप करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, तो आपने मतलब थोड़ा सा उसको इकोनॉमी के साथ लिंक कम किया और थोड़ा सा उसके उस पे चले गए थे. तो somebody could have come कि guys we are going off track, तो हमें डिस्कशन को इस डायरेक्शन में, ऐसे पॉइंट्स भी आप बीच में बोल सकते हो जब आपको लगे कि टॉपिक बहुत ज्यादा अलग ही दिशा में जा रहा है, तो आप इस तरह का इनिशिएटिव भी ले सकते हो. सो बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं डिस्कशन में जो आपकी लीडरशिप स्किल्स को शो करती हैं, तो उसके बेसिस पे भी कई बार होता है कि बंदा कंटेंट उसका कुछ भी नहीं है बट उसके लीडरशिप और कॉन्फिडेंस स्किल्स को देख के उसका सिलेक्शन हो जाता है. तो प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड मैटर्स अ लॉट ड्यूरिंग अ डिस्कशन. एंड डिस्कशन इज नॉट डिस्कशन, यू गाइस नो ना, कि जैसे एक बंदे ने कुछ बोला तो आपको उसके साथ रहना है या फिर नया पॉइंट लाना है. दैट एंड ऑल इज फाइन. जब एक एक बार तो बोल रहे हो तो सभी नया ही बोलेंगे ऑफ कोर्स. बट डिस्कशन मेनली क्या होता है कि उस टॉपिक में जो चल रहा है ग्रुप में, उसमें आपने अपने इनपुट देने हैं. ये वो नहीं है ना कि कोई डिक्लामेशन नहीं चल रहा कि सभी आके अपना अपना पैराग्राफ बोल रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल राहुल, आपका कंक्लूजन कुड हैव बीन मच मच बेटर. तो आपने कंक्लूड इतना अच्छा नहीं किया. मतलब कंक्लूजन करने का आई थिंक आई टोल्ड चारू ने बहुत अच्छा कंक्लूड किया था कि सबके पॉइंट्स को एक बार सम अप कर दो एंड देन मतलब यू हैव टू कंक्लूड द ग्रुप डिस्कशन. यू डू नॉट हैव टू गिव द कंक्लूजन टू दैट टॉपिक. यू गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. बेसिकली ग्रुप ने जो डिस्कस किया उसको एक अच्छे से कंक्लूजन में प्रेजेंट कर दो. यू कुड एंड विद अ कोट. यू कुड मतलब उस वक्त नहीं आए कोट तो इट्स ओके. अननेसेसरली कुछ भी फालतू बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है कि जो सूट ही नहीं कर रहा, बिल्कुल जा नहीं रहा उसके साथ. बट उस वक्त ट्राई टू स्पीक ऐसा कुछ कि लगे कि हाँ आपने डिस्कशन को भी इंक्लूड किया और अपना एक ओपिनियन भी दे दिया एंड में. एंड जस्ट ट्राई टू सम दैट अप. और इस तरीके से सम अप करो कि कोई बाद में कुछ बोले नहीं कि दैट्स डन.
Yeah, I was also having one doubt.
Yeah, please.
So, like, ideally in a GD, how many people can we maximum expect there? Like, or it's totally based on some situation or like that? Because in generally, what the issue I face is, I generally get confused when to start because in the starting, I think like let me hear one or two points, and generally I'm comfortable to start at a third or fourth position. But then everybody is there in the pipeline, so I generally get shifted to eight or nine. So till then, my points get covered. So how should I manage that, and how should I mark the entry at the correct time?
That
Ideally, when should be correct?
Start a bit late. Most of the points are already covered. And आपको लगता है कि ये तो मैंने लिखा था यार, ये तो कवर हो गया, क्योंकि इनिशियली सभी जो कॉमन पॉइंट्स है सभी बोल ही देंगे. तो उस सिचुएशन में व्हाट यू कैन डू इज कि आप अपने पॉइंट को किसी और तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर दो व्हेन यू डू नॉट हैव अ न्यू पॉइंट. या फिर एग्जांपल्स इज द बेस्ट वे टू टेक द डिस्कशन वेरी लाइवली. जब आप एग्जांपल्स ऐड कर देते हो ना डिस्कशन में, उससे एक तो आपका ये पता लगता है कि हाउ वेल अवेयर यू ऑफ द टॉपिक. एंड मोर ओवर जब एग्जाम्पल्स आ जाते हैं ना तो डिस्कशन में एक वो आ जाता है, स्पार्क आ जाता है बेसिकली. और द थिंग इज कि पॉइंट्स तो बहुत हो गए, उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए कुछ बैकिंग मिल जाता है. तो एक वो चीज कर सकते हो आप, जब अगर आप बहुत लेट हो गए हो बोलने में अपने पॉइंट्स को, तो वही पॉइंट को थोड़ी अलग लैंग्वेज में प्रेजेंट कर दो और उसको एग्जांपल्स के साथ सपोर्ट कर दो. और टाइमिंग की बात रही तो आई थिंक इनिशिएटिव तभी लेना चाहिए व्हेन यू आर वेरी वेरी मच कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट द टॉपिक. एंड इनिशिएटिव लेना of course shows your leadership skills and your confidence कि आप initiate कर रहे हो टॉपिक को. तो of course it is said कि try to take initiative in a GD when you are sure about the topic and you're confident enough कि आप उसको एक अच्छी डायरेक्शन दे सकते हो टॉपिक को. तो try to take the initiative. बट अगर नहीं लिया गया that's okay. आप during the discussion भी अपना मार्क बना सकते हो. थर्ड फोर्थ फिफ्थ टाइम जब भी बोलो just speak with confidence and be sure कि आप जो बोल रहे हो वो मतलब डिस्कशन का एक पार्ट है, एकदम ऑफ टॉपिक नहीं चले जाओ. और अगर ऑफ टॉपिक भी जाना है तो इस तरीके से कि उसको लिंक कर दो एक बार डिस्कशन के साथ. और जो बंदा लेट बोलता है ना, तो इट इज बेटर टू शो कि आपने अच्छे से दूसरे के पॉइंट्स भी सुने हैं. तो ट्राई टू नेम अ फ्यू पीपल जब आप बोल रहे हो, अगर टाइम पे भी बोल रहे हो, ट्राई टू नेम अ फ्यू पीपल विद व्हाट दे सेड एंड ट्राई टू एटलीस्ट एग्री विद देयर पॉइंट्स या फिर एटलीस्ट गो अगेंस्ट देयर पॉइंट. सो उससे क्या लगता है कि आपने अच्छे से सुना था, चलो लेट बोले हो लेकिन सुन के सबका बोल रहे हो. तो ये चीज क्या करो अगर लेट बोल रहे हो तो. एंड टाइमिंग यू विल हैव टू डिसाइड ऑन योर ओन. मतलब ये कोई इसका कोई स्ट्रेट जैकेट रूल नहीं है कि आपको इसी वक्त बोलना है, कब बोलना है. दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द लाइव जीडी व्हिच इज गोइंग. उस वक्त आपको अपना सोचना पड़ेगा कि यार दिस इज द राइट टाइम, आई कैन एंटर नाउ. क्योंकि इसका कोई वो रूल नहीं है कि आपको इसी सिचुएशन में बोलना है, अभी बोलना है. वो जैसा डिस्कशन चल रहा होगा, जो भी सीन होगा उधर, वो उस हिसाब से यू विल नो कि
Okay, if we start a bit late, that is also okay, right?
दैट इज ओके. बट इतना भी लेट नहीं हो जाओ कि सब कुछ हो गए एंड आप कुछ बोल ही नहीं रहे हो. आई थिंक प्रगति लेफ्ट, उन्होंने कुछ ट्राई भी नहीं किया. तो डोंट डू लाइक दैट कि वेट करो कि चलो ठीक है मैं एंड में कंक्लूड ही कर दूंगी, डोंट डू दैट, बिकॉज आपको स्टार्टिंग में यू विल बी नोइंग, अभी तो आपको आई थिंक कोई टाइम लिमिट नहीं था, तो आई वाज टेलिंग इन बिटवीन, बट जीडी में यू विल बी टोल्ड कि यू हैव जस्ट 10 मिनट्स, सो यू विल बी नोइंग कि अब 10 मिनट्स हैं और 4 मिनट हो गए मैंने अभी तक कुछ नहीं बोला, देन इट्स टू लेट।
मैम एक लास्ट डाउट बस पूछना था। मैम अभी बीच में इस जीडी में आई ऑब्जर्व कि बीच में एक मिडवे जाके ना वो थोड़ा सा दो लोगों के बीच का पर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन जैसा हो गया था, तो उस टाइम पे वो थोड़ा सा अजीब ऑकवर्ड सा वॉइड हो गया था। अब उस टाइम पे मान लीजिए मैं फिलअप करना चाहती हूँ और इस सिनेरियो में एक कंडीशन और ऐड कर दीजिए कि मैं ऑलरेडी काफी बोल चुकी हूँ, अब मैं फिर से अगर ये वाला मतलब दो लोग पर्सनली ऐसा मतलब सेम होता है कि सब लोग बस देख रहे हैं, कुछ दो लोग बात करने लग गए, तो अब जैसे मुझे वो वॉइड फिल करना है लेकिन एज आई सेड मैं ऑलरेडी बहुत बोल चुकी हूँ, तो अब वो मैं ऐसे कैसे फिलअप करूं कि वो लीडरशिप से नेता बनने वाली चीज में ना शिफ्ट हो जाए?
नहीं होगा, यू कैन, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि कोई और ट्राई नहीं कर रहा और सिर्फ दो लोग बोले जा रहे हैं, देन यू कैन सिंपली स्पीक कि गाइस वी शुड आल्सो लेट अदर्स स्पीक, we should make this a group discussion, not a personal communication between two people. आप ऐसे सेंटेंस डेफिनेटली बोल सकते हो अगर आपको लग रहा है कि कोई और इनिशिएटिव ही नहीं ले रहा, दैट्स ओके। ये भी नहीं सोचना कि मैंने बहुत बार बोल दिया मैं बोलूं ही नहीं, बट अगर आपको लग रहा है कि एक बंदा है मतलब जिसने बिल्कुल ही नहीं बोला है, तो अभी भी आप एक इनिशिएटिव ले सकते हो कि गाइस वी शुड लेट हर स्पीक, लेट हिम और हर हुसोएवर इज, उसको बोलने दो। ऐसे इनिशिएटिव्स यू कैन डेफिनेटली टेक अप, उससे ये नहीं लगेगा कि आप ही बोले जा रहे हो, बोलो, बट उतना कि सभी को इनिशिएटिव भी मिले, मतलब आपको पता लग जाएगा कि कैसे बैलेंस करना है उस वक्त, और इतना टेक्निकल नहीं होगा जीडी। आई नो कि अभी आपका सेकंड सेशन है इसलिए आपके दिमाग में आ रहा है कि कैसे करना है ये, उस वक्त जब आप बहुत सारे मॉक जीडीज कर लोगे ना, यू विल नो कि मतलब बिकॉज इट कम्स नेचुरली। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको कुछ वो करना पड़ेगा टाइमिंग कि मैंने इसी वक्त बोलना है या ऐसे ही करना है, इस टाइम पे इंटरवीन करना है, नेचुरली आपके अंदर से आएगा जब आप बहुत सारे प्रैक्टिस सेशंस लगा लोगे। So no need to worry. It was very easy. All of the people who will be sitting there would be just like you. So don't get nervous. Everything will be okay. Content wise, अगर आपको कुछ idea नहीं है उस topic का, that happens most of the times कि topic इतना ज़्यादा weird आ गया कि आपको बिल्कुल ही नहीं आता. If that happens, the best thing is let 2 or 3 people speak. Then try to modify their points in your own language and present it then. तो मतलब ये नहीं, देखो ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि बिल्कुल ही चुप बैठे रहो, कुछ नहीं बोलोगे तो डेफिनेटली आउट होना है, तो इससे बेटर है कि कुछ बोल के आउट हो जाओ, तो एटलीस्ट। ठीक है, एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस?
मैम आई हैव अ डाउट, job related doubt, तो may I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
As you mentioned that you are working in Aditya Birla, so did you apply to campus or off campus?
Off campus.
So मतलब ये कंपनी off campus भी करते हैं?
How is the process, ma'am? They just tell some things.
I actually had the email ID of the HR, so I just, because I knew from some source that they're hiring for the management trainee, so I just sent my CV to her.
I've heard कि Aditya Birla generally hires rankers, so you are ranker?
No, Aditya Birla main जो है ना management private limited, that hires rankers for their FLP program. I am in Aditya Birla fashion and retail, that is pantaloons. So उधर कोई rankers का नहीं है management training program के लिए condition. So
you are working in
as a
finance manager?
Management trainee, yeah, I'm in finance and I'm basically in commercial.
So what is
so
your
how
work
do you
profile
find
basically?
this role?
One by one, please. Yeah, Rahul, what are you saying?
What is your basically work profile? मतलब management training is like a fancy मतलब job title.
Yeah, management training actually is a hoax now. Every company is using this title and putting you in whatnot profiles. So just don't get attracted by this title. Management training mein I am into category commercial. That is the business wala role, not core chartered accountant wala.
I'm asking आपका मतलब काम how does your day look like? मतलब आपका काम क्या होता है basically?
I'll just tell you briefly कि क्या क्या role रहता है. So in my role, I'm into category commercial. So if you might be knowing, for example, pantaloons में what are the categories? Western, men's, kids. ये सारे categories हैं. I'm after women western. So one particular category का being on the commercial side, we have to look after their performance matrices. We have to analyze different things. SSPD हो गया. Retail में what are the performance matrices? Inventory turns देख लिया, उनका SSPD देख लिया, PCMRP देख लिया, Jim Rob देख लिया. So what all are the performance matrices? उनका sales कैसा जा रहा है? ऑफर्स क्या क्या चल रहे हैं, लिक्विडेशन कैसे करना है, बजटिंग करते हैं हम लोग. सो देयर आर वेरी डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ दिस प्रोफाइल. सो बेसिकली दिस इज अ कमर्शियल वाला रोल, business वाला role, direct communication with the business heads. So this is that kind of role.
So you are basically into strategic roles, मतलब FP&A type.
Is internal audit or strategy, man?
It is more business oriented role. So you can say strategy वाला role. You are in a position to directly impact the business decisions.
तो उसके लिए आपको कुछ वर्क एक्सपीरियंस पूछा उन्होंने, मतलब टैक्स ऑडिट के अलावा तो कुछ करते नहीं है?
I am actually a fresher, so work experience nahi, so it was just a basic interview. So for a fresher, I'll tell you the interview process is not that rigorous. For being a fresher, you won't be asked कि आपका work experience इस profile में है या नहीं, उस basis पे नहीं judge होगा. हाँ, तो interview जो होगा mostly आपके CV में जो आपने लिखा है उससे related questions पूछे जाएंगे. प्लस उसके अलावा आपका थोड़ा सा बिजनेस एक्यूमेन अगर उस तरह का रोल है वो चेक होगा. ज्यादा टेक्निकल नहीं रहता है, बट हाँ, आपका जनरल अवेयरनेस, जो आपने काम किया है कितने अच्छे से किया है, आपको सेक्टर रिलेटेड कितना नॉलेज है, उस तरीके के क्वेश्चन होते हैं. एंड मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग को सभी को कमर्शियल रोल में नहीं डाल दिया गया था. Some people are in the GL profile as well. Some people are in the finance profile as well.
GL मतलब वो controllership.
Controllership, yeah. So that depends again. So management trainee सुन के नहीं, just whenever you are appearing for your interviews for such roles, just clearly ask after the interview process is over that what would be my profile. So make sure कि आप उनसे पूछ लीजिए कि आपका प्रोफाइल क्या.
इंटरव्यू में ऐसा कुछ होता है कि फॉर एग्जांपल आपने टैक्स में काम करा है तो दे स्टार्ट ग्रिलिंग यू ऑन द इंड एसेस, मतलब कुछ, क्योंकि एफआर के अलावा तो कुछ पढ़ नहीं रखा होता.
कि मेरा इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग वाज इन कॉर्पोरेट टैक्सेशन, सो मोस्टली मेरे क्वेश्चंस जो थे टैक्स के अराउंड थे मोस्ट ऑफ द इंटरव्यूज में. लाइक वेदांता मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में मेरा जितना भी इंटरव्यू का क्वेश्चन था दे वर अराउंड टैक्सेशन, इंडस्ट्रियल, डेफर्ड टैक्स एक्सप्लेन करो, ये करो, वो करो. तो मोस्टली जो मैंने काम किया उससे रिलेटेड ही पूछेंगे क्वेश्चंस. ऐसा नहीं है कि आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स जाके कुछ भी पूछ लेंगे.
आर्टिकलशिप से ही होगा मोर और लेस जो आपने काम कर रखा है.
70% of the questions would be from your articleship experience only.
और सीए फाइनल से कुछ पूछते हैं क्योंकि अब पेपर के बाद तो कुछ याद रहता नहीं है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट.
Depends upon the interviewer and your profile, because Indies जो होते हैं generally मतलब मेरे टाइम पे एटलीस्ट इंडेस 116 न्यू था, रेवेन्यू वाला तो मोस्ट कॉमन इंडेस, देन इंडेस 12 बिकॉज आई हैड वर्कड इन टैक्सेशन, तो उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस थे. सो इंडेस से रिलेटेड फाइनेंस प्रोफाइल में क्वेश्चंस यू कैन डेफिनेटली एक्सपेक्ट. एंड अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू कि इतना टेक्निकल नहीं होता है, क्योंकि वो मेजरली यही जज करते हैं कि आपने जितना काम किया है वो कैसे किया है. एंड जैसे अगर आप टैक्स जैसी प्रोफाइल्स के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो तो दैट इज अ बिट ऑफ टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू.
तो अगर ऐसा है, मान लो किसी ने जैसे आपने बताया आपने टैक्स में काम कर रखा था, देन यू शिफ्टेड टू फाइनेंस, तो उन्होंने पूछा नहीं कि ऐसा शिफ्ट क्यों कर रहे हो?
नहीं, द थिंग इज कि वही है, मतलब पूछा गया था फर्स्ट इंटरव्यूज में व्हाई डू यू वांट टू शिफ्ट और नॉट, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको एक वो हो जाएगा, हिंड्रेंस लग जाएगा कि अगर आपने टैक्स में किया तो आपको टैक्स में कंटिन्यू करना है बिकॉज यू आर अ फ्रेशर. हाँ, पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन इफ आई वुड हैव एंटर्ड द टैक्सेशन वाला फील्ड देन इट वुड हैव बीन डिफिकल्ट टू एग्जिट फ्रॉम दैट फील्ड. सो दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन यू कैन डिसाइड कि कहाँ पे आपको जाना है. Of course, you are new, you do not know कि finance का role कैसा दिखेगा. If you have done audits and taxation, now you can explore finance field. After 1 year, if you're not liking what you're doing, you can definitely move to tax and audit. But अभी अब अगर आप tax में घुस गए, then exit would be very difficult. So just make your decisions very wisely. If you are into so much into taxation, then only go for that. But अगर अभी आपने enter कर लिया ना taxation में, your exit would be very difficult from there.
मैम एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन, मतलब जब आप मतलब आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे इंटरव्यू के लिए, तो आपने क्या कंसीडर किया था जब आप, मतलब दो चॉइस होते हैं सामने, या तो इंडस्ट्री जाओ या कंसल्टिंग, बिग 4 या बिग 3, तो आपने क्या प्रोज एंड कॉन्स रखे थे साथ में, मतलब दोनों को इवैल्यूएट करने के लिए?
Very clear because I had worked so much into taxation, so I wanted to explore finance. तो मेरा कुछ सिचुएशन ऐसा था कि टैक्सेशन में मैंने किया तो हुआ था काम. आई इंटरव्यूड फॉर बिग 4 taxation में I got selected for all the 4 firms in taxation only, but then again I had this choice कि मेरे को finance field भी explore करना है. मैंने because अपनी articleship में कभी भी ऐसा काम नहीं किया था, so मेरा यही था कि मैं एक बार उसको explore तो definitely करूँगी. Then I will make a choice after 1 or 2 years कि whether I want to go into taxation or whether I want to continue with finance.
आपके हिसाब से क्या पैरामीटर्स होने चाहिए, मतलब वंस वी क्वालिफाई कि whether we should opt industry or consulting, considering our article experience कि हमें 12-12 घंटे काम करना होता है, तो कंसल्टिंग की तो एक बैड इमेज बन चुकी होती है माइंड में.
See, that depends upon you. मतलब इसका कुछ फैक्टर्स हो सकते हैं जिसे आप एक लिस्ट बना सकते हो अपने लिए प्रोज और कॉन्स की, कि आपको बेसिकली देखो, मेरा क्लियर था, मैंने आपको बता दिया कि मेरा ये क्लियर था कि मेरे को दूसरे फील्ड भी एक्सप्लोर करने हैं, बिकॉज दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन यू एक्सप्लोर। एक बार आफ्टर 2-3 years ऑफ, जैसे 2-3 साल आपने फिर से काम कर लिया ऑडिट वगैरह में, उसके बाद हो सकता है कि इट इज डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू स्विच टू इंडस्ट्री। It might be difficult to find the roles you like. This is the time when you learn post qualification. So I think this time you should explore other options as well. But again, depends upon you. अगर आपको मतलब अपने मनपसंद का प्रोफाइल नहीं मिल रहा है इनिशियली, तो हो सकता है आप फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाओ एंड देन यू मूव बैक. बट आई वुड सजेस्ट जस्ट कीप ऑन ट्राइंग, कीप ऑन एक्सप्लोरिंग. You'll get something you like. But initially it might take time. Abhi मेरे को जैसे management trainee का what I've heard from other people, some of my friends who joined Hero का management trainee, they were put into account payables, account receivables वाला profile. So they were not quite, yeah, so they were not quite happy with that. So they switched after like few months. So आपको पता लग जाएगा आप जब भी किसी रोल में जाओगे. अभी इस टाइम पे इट इज वेरी इजी टू स्विच, बट बाद में आफ्टर 3-4 years it becomes a difficult. I'm not saying it is impossible to switch after that time also, but it becomes a bit difficult for you.
पे ड्रॉप लेना पड़ेगा मतलब बेसिकली।
तो अभी थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोर कर लो, अभी तो बहुत ज्यादा ऑप्शंस है आपके आगे, सो जस्ट ट्राई टू एक्सप्लोर.
एक सॉरी लास्ट क्वेश्चन है और कि मतलब मेरा
my actually PC is on low battery, so I might get disconnected, but go ahead.
ओके एक्चुअली मैंने सुना है अपने सीनियर से कि अगर आपने टैक्सेशन में आर्टिकलशिप कर रखी है, सो इज द माय केस, तो आपको अगर फाइनेंस प्रोफाइल में जाना है आगे तो रिजेक्शन बहुत मिलते हैं इंटरव्यू में, इज इट?
नहीं, मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं हुआ था ऑनेस्टली. मतलब मैंने कैंपस की 4 कंपनीज के इंटरव्यूज दे दिए थे जुगाड़ लगा के, और मेरे चारों में सिलेक्शन हो गई थी. सभी का फाइनेंस रोल था. देन मैंने ऑफ कैंपस भी बहुत जगह इंटरव्यूज दिए और मेरा फाइनेंस में, मेरे को ऐसा हिंड्रेंस कभी भी नहीं आया, क्योंकि हमने टैक्सेशन, मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, मेरा इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग कोर कॉर्पोरेट टैक्सेशन में ही था. आर्टिकल्स में तो इट वाज ऑडिट प्लस टैक्स, बट उसके बाद बिकॉज आई एम टेलिंग यू ना, बिकॉज यू आर अ फ्रेशर, तो दैट्स ओके. दे
बट अगर व्हाट इफ अगर आज तक ऑडिट करा ही ना हो तो
इट्स ओके ना. मतलब आपको अपनी नॉलेज से उनको, फिर आपको अगर आपने कुछ नहीं ना किया है तो दिल आस्क यू क्वेश्चंस, तो आपको उनकी अपनी नॉलेज से उनको बताना है कि हाँ भाई आपको फाइनेंस में भी है काम, उनको सिखाना ही पड़ेगा बिकॉज यू आर अ फ्रेशर. दे नो ऑलरेडी यू आर अ फ्रेशर, उनको सिखाना पड़ेगा जो भी आप करने वाले हो आगे. तो वो हिंड्रेंस नहीं आएगा आई थिंक पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन, बिकॉज पर्सनली मेरा भी यही क्वेश्चन था, सेम क्वेश्चन आई आस्क्ड सो मेनी सीनियर्स. तो आई वाज गिवन दिस एडवाइस ओनली कि डोंट वरी, यू विल इजीली गेट इनटू फाइनेंस बिकॉज पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन यू आर अ फ्रेशर अभी. तो मेरे को सच्ची में नहीं आया था, तो आपको भी नहीं आएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट.
थैंक यू.
All the best guys. I
have only one question, sometimes it's okay. Like I have some of my seniors who are in this working for this management training profile. So they find this work very monotonous after some time. So like how was your experience? Like you have come here. So after this 1 year, how is your experience now?
1 year is about to close, but my experience is pretty good because every time we are doing something new. या एट टाइम्स कभी कभी हो जाता है कि जैसे मंथ एंड एक्टिविटीज आते हैं तो कभी कभी लगता है यार नहीं मन है, क्लेरिकल सा जॉब है, ये होता है. बट अभी आई थिंक आई एम ऑन द लर्निंग स्टेज, तो मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि नई नई चीजें सीखने को मिल रही हैं. तो मेरे साथ अभी तक तो नहीं हुआ, आई होप फ्यूचर में भी नहीं हो, बिकॉज role looks exciting and every time something or the other things are coming up. So I think कि आगे फ्यूचर में भी नहीं होगा, but let's see. Depends upon your profile again.
Thank you so much.
So I think we should wrap up abhi ke liye. So all the best guys for your.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
For giving us your feedback. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.